person who said they was never going to be a passport bro, they get a passport. They go out of the country, and they're like, oh, this is what y'all been talking about this entire time. So they just haven't been converted yet. It's just like Christianity. When they on their deathbed, then all of a sudden they got to reach out to God. So when they on that about to go down that aisle, then they're gonna start reaching out saying, oh man, I got to change this up entirely different. We got Ronin in the background. Let's bring him up. He probably has some great questions for you. I think he was on the show that you was on, brother, that they was trying to tear you apart. I wanted to jump in, but look, I couldn't duck and weave fast enough. I'd already been through a week of that. I couldn't help you out, but I seen that they tried to come at you, brother. So that's why I wanted you to get on this show.
They've been coming at us all the time.
All the controversy. Yes.
What's going on, BMT?
Welcome to the show,
What's
brother.
good, Ronin? What's good, man?
Matter of fact, hold up. I get this one for you, Ronin. Before you go, Ronin, I got something for you. Here you go.
What you got for me? We hear it in the background. We don't see it.
No, it ain't nothing to be seen. It's one of my voices.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So, Ronin, what question do you have for you?
I just need a little more clarification, man. I was crucified by passport, bro, for a live that me and the Andrew show did, comparing women from the 90s to 2024 and a distinct difference. And if we feel like they could change according to what's going on in society against the foreign woman. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the foreign woman on, so it kind of looked lopsided. We had 2 Black American women. I got chastised for having 2 Black American women on a panel by a passport bro, said we should not be talking to them at all. So that's why I asked that question. I wanted to get it straight from the horses.
I'm going to defend that. I'm going to defend him. I'm going to defend him. And this is I'm going to defend who said that.
Okay.
And I like one of his lines. One of his lines is, "My whore is better than your wife."
Okay.
So,
but let me say this.
Before I defend it, I do want to
There's a lot of us that have black.
Hold
up. Before you say anything, there's a lot of us that are either passport bros, travelers, or whatever. We have Black American daughters. So when you say that, you're also saying that against our children, our legacy. And that we're not supposed to protect our legacy. We're not supposed to try to make our legacy a better off situation than what we're dealing with currently by not speaking to it here in America, but running away from it by going to other cultures is not solving it for your legacy. So you can do both at the same time. You can run away and go to another country because the laws and everything are different, but you should be trying to improve what's going on here because you still have a legacy that's left over. Unfortunately, I had all sons, but I have a granddaughter. I still have to protect that granddaughter at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So that mentality, that mindset.
This is what I'm. Yes, well, I understand.
Go ahead and defend it now.
So this is where I'm going to defend him at, Ronin.
Okay.
Yes, no, that I understand. And BMT, I want your input on this. Where I defended Pablo Frescobar is this. We as men defend these Black women. We go on their shows, we defend them. We say we're here, we still love Black women, we get this. But on their shows, they don't defend us. They tell y'all ain't this, y'all not that. No one comes to our rescue. So I think what he was saying is, I'm tired of coming to their rescue. When BMT was on there, it was like he was at a free for all. I mean, it was men, women. He was getting questioned like, well, aren't you the protector of Austin? Aren't you Austin's dad? Or why ain't you protecting him? This your thing. And that wasn't coming from a woman, bro. That was coming from a dude. And you don't see that on them shows. So what I'm gonna step back. What say you, BMT, and what say you, Ronin, about that?
Well, what's like the specific question? And what's I'm not sure what we You saying like, are we talking about black women in general?
Is how do you? All right. Yeah, like for instance, we are the defenders. We defend black women, but whenever we want to go out, we get attacked not only by black women but black men or men in general. So it's very difficult when Pablo Escobar says, "I can't defend him anymore." I could have almost agreed with him because I understand where he's coming from in that. It's not coming from a place of hate. It was just a place of love to say, look, man, I'm like you said, I'm tired. I'm tired of doing something and getting the same result.
Yeah, most definitely. That was a good show. I think the guy was just trying to like, I don't know if he was trolling or what, but he was trying to get me to answer for, I guess, Austin's actions. I'm like, bro, I don't answer for Austin. Austin is his own man. But as far as defending the sisters, I don't really make content concerning them per se. I might do a little video about them dancing in Cartagena or something like that. But other than that, I think they doing them. We doing us to a certain degree.
I'll phrase it like this. I'll phrase it like this. So to help you out, you're on the show and they saying, why aren't you telling Austin Hollerman how to do this? Why aren't you telling Passport Bros how to do this? But on those same shows, no woman is telling another woman how to do something. No woman is saying, no other woman is holding another woman accountable. But yet they want you to hold somebody else accountable. That's where I say it's at. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why brothers be doing stuff like that. It's funny because it reminds me of these vlogs I be seeing on YouTube of the women going to Jamaica, right? And it's like this. I think the vlogger is actually Jamaican, but he vlogs and shows all the sisters out there, and they on the rafts, they doing their thing, and nobody says anything. But with us, it's like all this criticisms and all this other stuff. So it's just it's just how the world views men in general, in my opinion. Like black men are supposed to live up to this impossible standard of not making any mistakes. And
I mean, but that's always been the standard. We always have to be 10 to 100 times better than a white man in order to get the job. We always have to do everything exceptionally well in order to stand out, so that we can be accepted in those higher echelons of business and everything else. So why does it stop within our own community?
It's funny because that heat came from another brother. So I don't know, man. Like your guess is good as mine on that. Your guess is good as mine on that. It's the programming that we have to live this above standard. But nowadays we don't gotta do that no more. We don't gotta do that no more. We got a lot more options than we had previous, and we can just stay in our own lane and do us.
I mean, at the end of the day, I've already said the solution is black women need to tend to black women. We can't do it anymore. But the fact is, you still need to bring it to light. You need to speak to it as a black man in the community, whether you're leaving or not. Still our responsibility, because at the end of the day, we're still being blamed for it, even though we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a question for you, BMT, and for Ronin. BMT, you are in Santo Domingo. And for you and most brothers who go to Latin America or travel overseas, they find a traditional woman. They find that type of woman. Do you think it's easier for a man to find a woman, his dream lady out of the country? Or do you think it's easier for a woman to go overseas and find her dream man? So if an American black woman is in Santo Domingo, how would her experience be if she brought that same, if she brought that Western culture there?
I mean, it's usually gonna go left.
You don't want to answer that.
Yeah, it's usually gonna go left. But I've seen sisters out here. They speak. One thing I can give up about the sisters, they'll learn that language fast. So I seen them learning Spanish, and but
you know why? Because they can't stand another woman talking behind their back and not understand what the hell they're saying. So they're encouraged to do that shit fast.
Right, exactly.
You're motivated.
But that's your question, man. No, man, it's much easier for men to find a genuine relationship overseas, even in the DR, versus what they're going to go to, because they have the best collection in America. So they fuck that up. When they get these other cultures of men, they gonna be in for a rude awakening. You know, a very rude awakening.
So how you feel about that, Ronin? Do you think that they have the same experience?
Ask the question again, because I was kind of doing my mod thing at the same time. What was the question?
Men who travel can get great experience. They can find that the wife they've been looking for, that traditional type woman.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman goes over, does she find that provider? What does she find what she's looking for?
Hell no. All they can do is find a short time for a good time. That's all they going over there to find. And they're doing that most likely behind a husband's back or a boyfriend's back or whatever, whoever financed the trip. 95% of the time, they ain't financed their old trip. They probably had a boyfriend or somebody paid the trip for them, so they can go out with their girlfriends and go muck about. Let's be real about it.
I'm looking up something. I'm just curious.
You're looking at the stats.
Let's see.
Because we're a stat.
No, I'm looking at this. So here's you want to hear something crazy, BMT? BMT. When did you coin the phrase passport bros? You on mute, my brother.
That was, I think, the first show I did talking about or labeled the passport bros was a show I did on Fresh and Fit back in like sometime in 2020. That's when we started kind of throwing around the phrase passport bros.
So 2020, right? So let's see. Let me just do my math. So 2020.
LJ, there's a bounty. If you want to ask a question
20,
to the panel, look at the bounty prices. You can drop $2, $5, $10 super chat. Ask your question away. Just go ahead, Felix.
Yeah, we won't have BMT long. He's gonna have to leave in a moment. I know we only had him for about an hour, real quick, and wait, we can stay on and bring some of the panel. But I was saying, 22 years before you ever said that, the show came out in 1998. How Stella Got Her Groove Back, and nobody was upset at any woman who wanted to go to Jamaica and get her groove back. 22 years before you ever said a passport bro, get up out of BMT, anything. Nobody ever said that. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, most definitely. I remember that. Yeah, they've been doing that for a minute.
All right,
it's
my
gotten
brother.
worse
I
now.
know you
saw
said
the
you have to
Riverdale.
go. I just want to promote your channel.
Yeah, check out the channel, BMT Travels. We do similar content. We have a lot of live streams. I drop a vlog every now and then to kind of show you guys, what's going on around me as far as the lifestyle of being a passport bro. But definitely check the channel out and do me a favor and make sure to download that Passport Bros app. Appreciate you letting me come on, Fearless.
Hey, man. Hey.
Till next time, bro.
Hey, drop that commercial to us, man, so we can play it in the background when we do our podcast. We'll promote it for you.
Okay, cool. I'll send it to him. All right. Peace.
Yep.
Peace, brother.
Appreciate it, brother. We'll stay on for a few moments. Still talking. So thanks for coming, brother.
All right, for sure, man. Till next time. I gotta have you on my show too, Fearless, Ronin.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Right,
yes,
peace.
sir.
Hey, the
Ronin,
panel is open. The panel is open.
Please, yep. I won't stay too much longer. I won't keep them going, but I'm going to promote some things we're going to talk about next week. So we're going to have my man Tommy Sotomayor coming on the
huge,
show.
Bro.
You guys have any questions or anything you think you want me to ask him, please throw it in the chat now. So I want to get some questions together. I think my man, I got to show him because he's done some consultations. Where did he go? Oh man, LJ the Southern Vegan. What are some of the first steps a person should take before traveling? Ronan, what do you think about that?
Research. Do some
I know.
research.
I'm sorry, Southern Vegan. I know that BMT left, but I'm gonna have Ronin see if he can try to help answer that question.
Definitely got to do some research. Start studying up on the regions and the areas that you're interested in going to while you're trying to pick the places. You know, if they have excursions or different events that you want to go to, you know, that way you can get ingrained in the culture. You know, I don't know if you are one of those guys that are searching for a chica or wherever you plan on going, or you're taking sand to the beach. I've done both.
No, he married.
So,
He's not looking for no chica.
okay, well then that's even better. You know, now it's all about culture, excursions, and the experience. So yeah, just do your research. You know, learn a couple phrases just so you know, when you get off the plane, you know, you can greet people. That was one thing I was saying earlier. Humility and respect goes a long way when you travel. You know, if you just give a little effort, it'll take you miles when it comes to that culture and those people. They'll appreciate you attempting, but not to attempt and go over with an arrogant American attitude because you do have that blue passport. It's a death sentence for you.
What I say, the first thing you should know is what are their cultural taboos? What isn't good when you go there? Example, if you go to Thailand, you know, they have the face of their, I wouldn't say president, but their king, their monarch on the money. So you can't disgrace the money. You can't like fold it. You can't put it on the ground. I think Austin Holloman got in trouble when he was over in Colombia. He's filming in the street. You know, that almost gets you jacked up. There was a gentleman and he was not filming chicas. He was actually a photographer and a journalist. And he was filming like in Colombia, just taking pictures. And the gangs thought that he was trying to infiltrate him and they killed him. And he had no affiliation with anything. He was just a guy that was trying to explore the area, and that's what happened. So I think you need to learn the do's and don'ts. You know, like he's in DR. Don't drive around don't walk with your phone out. They will take your phone. They'll rob you for your phone. You know, those little things I think you should do so that when you go there, you can have a really safe trip. But back to Tommy Sotomayor. I'm ready for him. I'm promoting.
That's huge, bro.
There. So if you have any questions during that time, please.
You talking about an OG in the community for YouTube and all that? That's a guy right there.
Now, I want him to say the things that I couldn't say, brother.
Oh, he's going to.
I was getting hated on for and all of that. I need him to do it.
Oh, he's definitely going to say everything that's not been said and everything that should have been said. He does not have a filter.
Exactly. And he sees it in an entirely different way. But I'm glad BMT could come on, man. I think that he had to give another perspective of it. I think sometimes they say the squeaky door gets the oil, and not saying that Austin is the squeaky door, but he had become the most famous or, you know, the most recognizable person. And just because he's the most recognizable person doesn't mean that everyone follows him, you know, or thinks the way he thinks. And there's nothing wrong with the way he thinks, but y'all want us to school him or control him. But, you know, this is, I think BMT said it, this is just a mindset. Nobody is the leader. There is no passport bro emperor. There isn't someone who says you can do this and you cannot
no
do this.
Standard of operation procedures, none of that.
Exactly. Yeah, he don't have no filter, boss man, money maker. And I think I found out in this space that you have a lot of people that try to dox you. They talk. And one thing I want to really cover when we get to him is this. What I said before, the women protect themselves. They protect you. When we were on, Maya said some of the exact same things that I said that I got tortured for. She said it, and they didn't even talk nothing about it. Didn't have a word for it. Not even brought it up. It was like it was never even mentioned. And I think that's crazy. And this is what I said when I said that with Pablo Frescobar, they hold us to a higher accountability than they hold themselves. When he said that the girl Brittany can go into a room with 10 women and they talk and she shuts her mouth, but she can go somewhere else and say it. That's the key where I was thinking he said was really on, that they really hold us accountable.
Oh, absolutely.
But to themselves, they loyal. They loyal.
Oh, I could tell you how loyal they are with an 80-year-old mother. Bruh. My mom taught me how to treat a woman, how to be a gentleman, cook, clean, do all these things, right? She never told me a damn thing about how vindictive, sneaky, conniving, all kind of crap that women do. She goes, "Oh, I left that for you to learn for yourself." What the fuck? What you mean?
I gotta find this one. I'm gonna put this chat up. And Drew, just for that, I appreciate it, my brother. Here, you know, we got to give you what you're looking for first before I read that chat.
What is going on with your videos, man?
I'm gonna put us in the back because I gotta see this full-fledged, man. I gotta see who I want. Let's see who we got. Oh, let's show this one. Hold on. Brothers, I just like to show that appreciation because every dollar that you put toward us is greatly appreciated. We appreciate you supporting the show and Black entertainment. And he says, guys, there's a Crimson Cure and other Black female on YouTube. I don't remember that hold with men accountable.
Danica Marie, Melanie King, Melly Monaco. There's at least 5 or 6 that are out there that actually try to hold other Black females accountable for their actions.
But here's the thing: what they call. Let me see if I can go to my history. Let me see if I can go. Let me see if I can do this. I'm sorry, because there
the video I sent you about Melly Monaco. She was sitting there giving them the riot act on that short.
Yeah, but when they do it, when those women do it, there's an issue. They're not accepted. You know, it's crazy how it happens. So when those women try to hold them accountable, let me see if I can find it.
They're called pygmies.
I know her name is Rava TV. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. Can I? I hope you can be able to see her. Let's see if I can do a screen share and then you can hear. Let me know if you can hear her. Let me get rid of this and I'm gonna come back.
Lord Jesus.
She says they are called All the Young Pygmishas and Barber Builders. I can't hear.
Can't hear. You gotta turn her up some more.
I can't. She's just low.
Yeah.
So she's saying basically, you know, you can't build up a man.
Oh, that's the sprinkle lady. You know, she's the one.
Yeah, that's sprinkle. But this is what we seeing when we do this. That these women, they're not gonna build a man up. They don't want to be built. They not doing that. They are not starting with you at all. They're not gonna do it. So I understand what you're saying, Drew. But what happens, or what I seen, is when those women start doing that, the other women call them Pygmisha, Barber Builder.
Yep.
They tear them down. They don't want to see that.
That's disloyalty
So
to the overall
very
crew.
Difficult, you know. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, so I think that's really what I want him to really talk about, because he has no holds barred when it comes to that. And our show tomorrow, we're going to talk about that too. So if you guys tune in, we're going to do it during the day. This is a lunchtime break. So if you're working and need to, take a lunchtime and get your filled with some laugh and some insightful energy, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how the black women only want to meet you at the finish line and how they losing because of it. It's crazy. I'm going to ask you a question. This is helping out the other BMT. Do you need game to go overseas?
Why are you preempting my thunder, man? I'm gonna say this for tonight, but nah, I don't think.
No, okay. Don't give it all. Don't do all. Don't give me the whole thunder. Just give me a little bit of lightning. Just you can just even say yes or no.
As fuck when I get to you. I'm just gonna say. You need a personality.
Fair.
One word answer.
And that's fair. That is fair. So how do you see this travel space, man? I mean, you got other channels that go fully at passport bros. They hating on them, So how do you see this space? Because I thought in any sense, this would be one of the better spaces, meaning as a man, you say, hey, I'm just going somewhere else. Is it that they feel they bashing black women, or what do you think it is?
It's a combination of everything. It's the wild, wild west of them here. We do different things from mongering to, how they travel information with high-end video, high production, good facts, good everything. And then you got, the passport pookies and everything else going on. And depending on what your flavor is, like changing the channel, man. You got plenty of channels to pick from. Pick your flavor and start watching.
That's correct. That is correct. But why do you think women are upset at them?
Because they can't nail us down no more. That's one thing about our community. With the matriarchy, they think they can just tell us what to think and what to do. We're just supposed to be quiet and go into worker bee mode. Like, let's equate the overall female community as a beehive. Okay, they consider us black males just worker bees. We're not supposed to have an opinion. We're not supposed to have a thought. We're just supposed to work for the betterment of them. Remember, it's happy wife, happy life, not happy couple. And when we're supposed to put in 100, they feel like they shouldn't put in anything. A relationship is 100. But not in their mindset.
I agree. It's what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine, my brother.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that bodes anywhere else except in these great United States of America. And I mean, and here's the thing. I think even when I come on with Tommy, I'll ask him, because I think Tommy does have he has black children. So I don't think that we dislike black women. Our preference would, culturally, understanding our history. Like I said, you can take her to the barbecue. She understands all that. You can go to listen to old school music, and she's gonna sing some Al Green with you. So there's an understanding there. So I don't think we want to. He said there's an echo. Let me see if I can change this up.
Yeah, it's on your end, because
give me 1 second. It's on your end
because. Do you have a camera that has a microphone on beside for your regular mic or something like that, beside for a window being open? No sound yet. No sound.
It's not the microphone I'm looking for, but we'll go with it.
That's good. That's the one that's working strong right there. Whatever one you're using. Oh, there's the echo again.
Yeah. There's the echo again. All right, let me go to my Yeti. You got me? Yeti? You good?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. No echo.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, nope, it's back again. God damn it.
Fantastic. A little technical difference. God damn, I don't know what it is plugged up now, brother.
Oh, you playing your sound through a set of speakers instead of your headset? Do you have a headset on? It's probably picking up the speakers if you're doing that.
You want me to get those? Yeah, man. Give me a second. Let me disappear for 2 seconds. I'll get them headsets.
No problem.
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
So anyway,
don't stop talking on my behalf either.
I was about to start talking about Black Man's Travel podcast tonight. It's going to be specifically on when you travel abroad, do you need game? So you guys need to tune into that. That'll be 9:30 tonight. Black Man's Travels podcast on the Lion's Den. He's got beef for all dating coaches abroad. So make sure you guys tune in to that 9:30 tonight. Black Man's Travels channel. Do you guys have any questions from the topic today that you want to put in the feed? The panel is open. I can drop the link for a little while. You guys like to come up and join us? Drew already says there is no game needed. Yeah, most of these guys, they don't understand that blue book carries a lot of weight. They don't know. You know, in any place you go, once they know you're an American, you already get extra special treatment, and you don't realize that either.
Can you hear me, my brother?
Yes, perfectly.
Oh, man, goodness, you come in loud and clear on these, man.
Yeah, your little earphones, man, they look cute.
Oh man, you know these are working.
Mickey Mouse ears.
I ain't buying nothing. I ain't invested. These are straight from work. These are free 99. Free 99.
Yeah, that sound reverb is fixed. So
all right, brother. I'll have to start using my headphones then.
Get some better ones, please, sir. Please. We don't
I will.
Making fun of the bald head and the little cute little thing. It's not working.
Yeah. Oh man. So
I was promoting Kanal's podcast tonight on whether you need game or not.
What's the topic? The topic was we had BMT on, and BMT, the original passport, the originator, the person who coined the phrase passport bros. And we were talking to him about different travel, his experience, how he feels about the community. We've kind of transitioned into why is it that the Black man gets so much feedback or so much vitriol when we say we want to travel, and no other group is, Black women really don't hold themselves accountable amongst themselves. And one subject was when BMT went on to the panel with you and Andrew, he was getting all kinds of questions like, why aren't you holding Austin Hollerman accountable? Why aren't you holding Passport Bros accountable? And he's basically saying that Passport Bros it's just a thought. It's not, there's no leader to it. There's no person. How do you hold people accountable? You can use the name. And the example I gave is like, if you're a Christian, and if you say to your pastor, well, pastor, why don't you hold this other people in this other church accountable for what they say? And he's like, that's not my church. I tell you what I feel, and you follow it. I can't go to every church and dictate how they're saying it. Here's my truth. If you want their truth, you go there. If you want to be a Catholic, you go there. Protestant, Muslim, this is my truth. And so I think that's what he was saying. And he was getting blamed by another man for saying he's not speaking up on something that has nothing to do with it. And my issue was, that same person will go, or them same people will go to a female-oriented group, or those same females that say that in our group, and they won't hold any female accountable for what they say. They can say whatever they want. even if they disagree, they'll just say, oh yeah, you know, it won't even be a big deal. It'll be glossed over. They do not argue amongst themselves, but they love to see us arguing amongst each other. It's like a thrill where they strike the match and then they sit back and just watch us burn.
Watch it burn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of women that are very good at it. Maya is too. She's a good troll. Definitely a good troll.
Maya. So here's the thing. I try to tell Maya, you got to stay out of them areas if you don't want to feel that fire. You know, because it looked like Pablo Frescobar. He was swinging. He was swinging. We got True Prodigy come up. Let's see what True Prodigy talking about.
Yeah.
Before I bring him up, make sure, please remember next Thursday, 8:00 Central Standard Time, Tommy Sotomayor will be on the show. Make sure.
What's going on, Passport Blueprint? What's up, True?
What's good? What's good with y'all, man? I'm just tuning in, so I don't necessarily know what the topic is. If y'all could,
we jumping around now, man. It's just open.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we had BMT on, brother, and we were just talking about his travel experience and does he hate black women, because that seems to be the monger from all the black women. He's traveling because he doesn't like black women.
Do you think he don't like black women? Is this something he said out his mouth, or is it like
absolutely not? He said he loved black women. He says even when he goes out of another country, the majority of women he date are women of color.
Have you been seen on camera with any black women? That's a telltale sign.
The whole thing is, I've never seen BMT really promote his dating life. There's a lot of guys that won't do that. Yeah, a lot of guys won't put their women on camera.
That's kind of understandable because people be scrutinizing or whatever.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Ronin, I heard you say it was going to be a topic concerning like, do you need game?
Yes, it's a rebuttal, kind of, sort of, to Black Man Travels, who we just had on. He had a guy from China and another guy that were on, and they were talking about, having game in China and that you should have game, and depending beside for your looks and this, that, and the other, you got to know how to talk in order to be overseas and get good looking women. So Black Man Travels, the other one, Canol, has some pushback in the room. So now he's going to have a podcast tonight going in on how he feels about it. And he's been traveling quite a while like us here.
Do he know what game is? Like, do he know what
find out tonight? You got to tune in.
Okay.
Tune in, watch it tonight.
I'm
sure he does.
What time?
It'll be 9:30 tonight, I believe.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So here it is right here. If you see on the screen, this is it. So and just to let you know, guys, we do a Friday show live every Friday together, and some of those can get a little bit rough. We kind of go in a little bit. I'm gonna put that link.
It's all good.
So do you guys believe in game?
We don't want to say too much because he has a different opinion. And no, we wouldn't, just want to make sure. I think, I'm going to say it as briefly as I can.
One word. You get one word like I did.
Yes. I'll say
I don't want you guys to give away too much. I low-key want you to save it for, later on tonight. So I'm literally just thinking about that as I asked you that question. So yeah, my bad on that.
He said yes, and I said you got to have a personality, and that's all I said, personality.
And here's what I say why. Because
you got to save it.
Yeah, you got to say it.
This is, you don't know. Black Man Travels could be listening in. He got all the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You're giving him ammunition to defend himself or this, that, and the other. You don't want to go any angles. You never know who's going to say what. You know what I mean? So we kind of leave this spicy because let's put it this way. It's like, I don't know if you guys have heard of God, I can't even think about it now. What's go ahead. My thought process.
I can briefly tell y'all about, my thoughts about game or whatever. I think game is real. I think it's a thing. I think a lot of people use the manipulation side of it. When game is, in my opinion, just a strategy to get what you want. But a lot of people would equate game to like every aspect of your life, and it can be in a way, but it's like in my opinion, you don't need to use game in every aspect if that person is giving you what you want and you're not working for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
like if like if it's like a serendipitous situation, like if you walking your dog and you like walk across $100 bill, you see it on the ground, you're gonna pick it up. You didn't necessarily need game in that situation, but everybody want money. You feel me?
Right.
So that's not. Yeah, now it's rare cases where it happens, but like there's always going to be the exception, in my opinion. But
okay.
So here's the question: Do you think that if you married, do you still got to have game?
Yeah, I definitely think that. Now I've never been. I would say girlfriend in my case, but I've never been married, so is that factor too. But yeah, I definitely think you need game if you married. You living life on a whole different level. That's a whole different level of commitment.
That's an interesting
it's a lot of like legal. Yeah, it's a lot of legal things too, right? Like taxes and stuff. Like you get tax write-offs and all that. Like a lot of people get married just for the benefits and they don't necessarily get married just to build a connection and build love and stuff. Like I know this one
name true. That's the truth. There's a lot of military guys had contract marriages so they can get paid more.
Exactly. I know this one day, and Coach I ain't gonna say his name, but I don't know this for a fact. But I think this person literally just married his wife in order to just get the benefits from being married. But I don't think he actually really loved his wife as much as he.
I know a couple of dating coaches that might fit that mold. One begins with an L. Is that the
we
one
might be talking about the same one?
Yeah. Okay.
We might be talking about
his name like goddamn Beetlejuice.
He said nothing like Beetlejuice.
Lucario. Let's see if he pops up somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, True, I got a question for you. I'm gonna ask other people while we're doing this.
Go ahead,
I just want to make sure that he's gonna bring some interesting content. As I said, we're gonna have Tommy on next week. He's a little controversial. Is there any topic you think we should talk about with him?
That man is a beast in controversy.
I honestly don't really know who that guy is.
Ooh.
I only know like a select group of people in the travel space. I don't know everybody.
He is not what we would call a travel. He is
okay.
He would be all right. So let's see what got him in trouble.
He would be he would be more of a manosphere red pill type of dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He said black women are ghetto. They always. I mean, he just went hard and
everything's unleashed.
Black culture is.
So he say all black women.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the controversy right there. If you say all, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm from the southern part of America, so I know how ratchet black women are. So it's some truth to that. But you can never say
saying all. The more south they are, the more ratchet they are. It's
you know what? I'm not gonna confirm nor deny anything. I'm just saying you can't say all. I'm just saying you can't say all. Like, I'm in the Midwest right now, and I haven't really came across that. It's not as
part of the Midwest are you in?
I in Iowa, Nebraska area. Like in dead in the center. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So it's more whitewashed out here where I'm at. Pretty much where Floyd from, I should say. And I don't know why the fuck. I don't know if you want to talk, but I don't know why people keep comparing me to this dude Floyd, bro. I'm so right, bro. I'm nothing, bro. I live in Nebraska, but I'm not from Nebraska. I'm just letting people know that I live in Nebraska, but I'm not from here. So stop comparing me to this. I don't know. People talking about he trifling and he stinking stuff. I'm like, bro,
hold up. This is what I'm gonna do. Because if we was on another show, they would defend it. I'm gonna say this. Where you hear that from?
Well, I heard that from. So it was actually a stream that you guys did, right? You guys did a whole long 10-hour stream.
The one with Jay
Rillo. And I seen a picture
on him. Yeah.
I think so. I seen a picture. It was roasting. It was 3 guys. It was Austin. It was Floyd, and it was another guy. I don't know if it was you or if it was Ron. I don't know if it was one of y'all. I don't know. but it was a picture that was talking about you guys. So I'm like,
it was Zed. It was Zed. I'm like, in that Zed in that goddamn poll.
And so,
it was a poll. Yeah.
This is what I want you to realize. What you just did.
Okay.
You did exactly what the females do, because that's what she does. She went on there, and this is what she said. She said, Austin Hollerman got cigar breath. I wear bad cologne, and Floyd doesn't take showers. Now, this woman never met me. I don't know who she is. None of that. She never met Floyd. She never met Austin. She don't know nothing about him. And what she did was talk about him. And as soon as I came back at her and I said something about her, then she's like, oh, you can't talk about my looks. You can't say this. How can you talk about me? And the same woman was talking about everybody else. And this is what I mean in the space. Every fucking man defended her and said, how can you talk about her looks? And when I said, hold up, this woman just talked about this man's looks. Oh, well, that's okay. So I'm only saying that to you, True, to make sure you don't do exactly what was done, because you heard it from a woman and you heard it from a jealous woman, and they come into our space and talk about us like dogs. But if you go to their space, every man would defend them, and they'll try to act like I'm playing the victim. I'm the victim.
Yeah, well, you know what? It wasn't really just that stream. It was another content creator. His name, I don't want to say it now. I don't know if y'all are cool with him or not. We don't care. It don't matter. His name Travel Time with Paul.
Oh yeah, we know Travel Time.
Yeah, he was talking about Floyd. It was a few people in the stream. I joined. I think it was like one of the first streams I joined. It was Andrew's live stream I joined that was talking about Floyd. It's just been I just see it a lot, and everybody saying the same thing. Now, you're right. I agree with you 100% on that. You really can't judge somebody until you actually meet them and have a conversation with them to see who they truly are. Facts. But, it got to be some level of truth to what they're saying if everybody's saying the same thing.
But
now, and off of what you see as well. So,
look, man, I there's people that can. Oh, I know what I did. I did something like this. I was talking just like this, and you know what they said? He got to be gay because look at his hand. They ain't nothing. That's now, you know
what? That's see. That's one thing I never did, because I seen the stream that Andrew did where Floyd said he liked studs. Studs, right? I never like called him out or said anything about him liking studs, because I don't really know him. I don't know his lifestyle or anything like that. But every time I see him on the stream, or if I see Floyd, in somebody else's stream or whatever, or in his own stream, he just don't look presentable, So I can just judge him based off that. But I've never
the same person who said he doesn't look presentable has never been on camera, has never shown their face.
It's a female, right?
Yeah. So what do you think that's fair that she can talk about somebody else and she's never even showed her face?
I agree with you 1,000. You know what? I didn't know that. I agree with you 1,000% on that. So I think that's bad.
Even on that panel with Floyd and talking about the studs, we had Floyd on Andrew's show, and he admitted to having a thing about studs.
But a stud, hold up, a stud is a woman, though, right? It's not a man.
Yeah. That's why I never said nothing about that. Yeah.
So no, I mean that's the one thing. We'll clear it up. As a man, you'll clear it up. You'll go right to the source. As a female, you're not entitled to do that, nor do you feel like you have to. You just can say whatever the hell you want and get away with it, and make it fact, even though you haven't disproven it, you haven't addressed it with the person that you have a problem with. They say whatever, do whatever, and it's acceptable in certain circles, even by other men, which is the problem.
Yeah. So you know what, Fearless, bro. I think you're right, bro. I don't like to operate in gossip. That's how the devil operate. People of the Lord. We operate in the gospel. So until I actually have a conversation with him and talk to him, I'm gonna pretty much reserve my own thoughts.
And that's what we're trying to do in the space, and that's why we have these conversations, and we address men directly. As men, we should be able to hold each other accountable for our actions. And we shouldn't be afraid to sit in front of the person that has a problem and talk it out as men. You know, at the end of the day, you can agree to disagree.
Yeah, that can be bad too.
No, but here goes another thing.
It can't be just as bad if somebody on camera and they don't show their face, but they quick to talk about somebody else's appearance or whatever. So
exactly.
Here's where I got in trouble. True. I did an interview with Austin Holloman, and Austin Holloman said on a few occasions, they said, "Why did you leave the United States?" And you said, "It's the Western culture, it's this." And the one thing they none of that they didn't care about. The one thing he said was, he said, "Man," he says, "it's like the pH balance in these young women. They don't take care of themselves."
Yeah.
Right. Now I said, "Oh man, I agree. I've dealt with young women, and I understand. Because I understood. I knew exactly where he was coming from."
Yeah.
They tried to criticize me. "Oh man, how you gonna say that about black women? How you gonna talk this about black women?" Now I just said that the people I've dealt with, or maybe out of 100 women, if there was 100 black women and 5 white women, it was only the blacks that may have had that issue.
Yeah.
But that said, the same person who just criticized another guy for the way he looked, for not taking a bath, for not showering, for looking dusty, said I was wrong for what I said. And this is where I say where the hypocrite comes in. And this is where I was saying, Ronin, that I agree with Pablo Frescobar. He was saying that we don't protect ourselves. We don't protect the men, because I had men coming at me, women coming at me. And here's the thing, True. So they said I was bad. He talked about the pH balance. He did this. A week later, we had a show where the same subject came up, and a woman said, "Yeah, a lot of women got that. It's because maybe what they eat, they're eating the processed foods. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not drinking water." She said the exact same thing I said. And you know what they said to her? "Yeah, you're right." Crickets, bro.
That's funny.
They protected her. And so that's what pisses me off, that us in this male community, will not protect ourselves. But just like you, and you just fell into the trap, and this is nothing against you. I'm just using you as a demonstration.
I heard you, man.
You took what her words were and then criticized the man.
It wasn't really just him. It was like other creators too, and what I see off the internet, but I still can't agree with you. So yeah.
So I just want you to be careful when you do that.
Let me ask you a question, man. Let me ask you a question right quick.
Yes,
this is concerning Austin. Like I don't like. Was it really that bad for him, bro? Like I've never been to Austin. Is it Dallas or Houston, Texas? I don't know what part of Texas he's from, but
let me see.
Is it really that bad out in Texas to where you have to like go overseas, or is that like an act? You know what I mean? Or is that how he genuinely feel? I don't.
Brother, if you can hold on for about 10 seconds, I think I even got this computer, but I don't know. So just bear with me, man. I'm sorry if I
wanted to ask him. I wanted to ask him that, but I've never. I think I had one chance to talk to him, but that was a while ago. And these thoughts wasn't in my mind at the time. But I know you're close to him, so I want to ask you.
Give me 1 second. I might have to play the video, and I don't want to play it. I'd rather do a download. So give me 2
I can
seconds.
say as on my end, as a father of 4 sons, all grown from the ages of 26 up to 38. They all have complained how difficult it is to find a good woman in America to date, because they all were raised with traditional values in the church. And even some of the women in the church, they feel like they can't date.
Yeah, I can agree with that as well. Like where I'm at now, like sex, it's not really too difficult, but it's like I said when I did the stream with QB, like I would more so go overseas to find a wife, because I know in certain countries, they still hold those religious values to like a high regard. So I would just go straight to that country, to get their wife that have the same religious values that I have, versus, in the West where everybody believes in everything and everything is just so chaotic and it's a lot of different agendas, that's tearing society down, So yeah, I can agree with that. I don't know how it was like 30 years ago, because, I wasn't really around like that. I was just being born 30 years ago. So I know it was like different, but now it's a lot easier, but it's a lot harder at the same time, technology made everything easier, but it made everybody lazy too. So yeah. So
facts. That's very good. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to share this because this downloading is gonna take a long time. So I hope that you can hear it now that I have the headphones on. So just bear with me, guys. And what I did was I did an experiment because I wanted to find out too. I'm going to play this. So let me just see if I can get to some parts. Let's see. All right. So I go up to a bar and I'm going to get there. And let me see if I can just get there. And so I wanted to talk to women. I just wanted to see, is it this hard? And I had no problem. Every girl I talked to, there was no issue.
what made it so hard for him?
I think that he just didn't know how to approach. Like, these are women in a bar and they telling me. But even before that, let me see. I'm going to try to find where I was at. Where else was I at?
And this ain't, I'm not trying to like say anything negative towards Austin, man. I think he out, you know, I genuinely think he doing his thing, you know what I mean? I just found it curious, you know, he ain't no bad looking dude, so I don't understand like what like why he couldn't do it in the States, but
I think it's a maturity level. I think that I'm trying to even find out where I had all these other women on there because there were some black women. Oh, I was here. I was talking to black women in the street. I had no problem.
I'm pretty sure you can give them some game on that, you know.
But here's the problem, man. It's a different era from where I was at. I wasn't growing up when I had to have the internet and swipe left or swipe right. You actually had to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So my thing was I had to talk to him. I had to go, you know, find out, hey, what's up? You know, what's up with you? How can we do this? So those are things I had to do. He didn't have to do that. And so because of that, that different air makes it very difficult for them sometimes. I think my camera going slow because I'm downloading.
LJ brings up a great point, and it's the same thing that, like I said with my sons. He says, I got 2 sons, and it's scary looking at what my sons will have to choose from based on the culture. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm even saying it now. You know, like it's so. Everything in my opinion is just so saturated, bro. Like the dating market is just so saturated. You know, you have unlimited options. It's just like, you know, back then and like 30 years ago, you can only choose like 20, 30 channels off the TV or whatever. But now, you know, you got like thousands of channels you can choose from. You have so many options. You just don't know what the best channel is to choose from or whatever.
You have choice overload now.
Yeah,
not only on TV, but access to women. You could talk to a woman all over the world.
It's called analysis. It's called paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
You have so many choices. That's why if you go to certain, like if you go to a good restaurant, they just say you have between this and this. And so when you don't have anything to choose from, you're like, oh, I want this. That seems the best. When you give somebody 100 choices, they really don't know how to make a choice because it's just too much information for them. But I did not have an issue. I went out and I counted. I talked to maybe 12 women, and it ranged from black, white, Hispanic, and Asian. All that time, never had. But here goes the other thing. True, I'm gonna say it because, and I see you, Alicia, in the background. We're gonna get you up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna say this. I was in the elevator. Me and my wife were just in there yesterday, and there was a bigger woman in there. It was in the elevator, and she was eating ice cream. Oh, and no, she was look. Ice cream looked good. This is what I did. I looked at her and said, "Damn, baby, don't you know sharing is caring?" And she's like, "Huh?" It's like, baby, the way you eating that ice cream, man, you can't be eating that ice cream like that in front of me. You got to give me some. And what I say by that is, I wasn't trying to get with her. I wasn't, you know, it was just that.
I mean, your wife is sitting right there. How could you?
It was just that innocent flirt. So she felt good.
Yeah.
She was like, boy, you better get you on. This is my karma. So she felt good. And I think we can't do that with a lot of people. And I say this
people
because
don't make themselves approachable.
We had Maya on the show, and Maya said, if a dude come, if I ain't telling him no choosing signals and he come to me, you know, I'm gonna cuss him out. And I was like, wait, hold up.
Now you want to tell you a funny story about that? Some chicks actually do that. Like I remember I was with my ex and we used to work together like years ago. And I walked to the car and she was leaving out the workhouse, walking to the car. And before she could get to the car, it was this dude trying to holler. It was this dude literally that tried to holler at her, right? But before he could say 2 words, she literally cursed this dude out, like, get the out my face. I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? And I'm in my car, you know, with the window down, like, listen, I heard everything she said. The dude didn't even know we was together, anything, you know. It was just a situation like, dang, like, you just cursed the dude out. Like, you don't know what he's like, you don't know what the situation was. I don't, that kind of made me think, like, dang, like, I've never experienced that myself, but, like, I had to say, like, it got to be tough for some guys. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
man,
I couldn't really imagine a chick coming at me like that. You know, so
I mean, I hope I can
know.
play this, but I can't even play it because it's on my phone, and I'm gonna see if I can. But I know you guys can't hear it. Let me see if I can get to it. The wife was just out yesterday with a friend. Let me see if I can find it. They went there. Oh, so she's out with a friend. I'm gonna try to play it where you can hear. And the friend is calling me and be like, "Boy, your wife looking good," because somebody trying to talk to her. Let me see if I can.
You have to be careful with this girl. I just had a guy come in and ask me if she was single. I don't know what you're gonna do about it. So figure it out.
And I say that to say this: there was no animosity. She married, and they just laughing. It's like, why cussing? I'm not cussing him out.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just that, oh, he came and talked to me. He said something, and my friend was like, "Oh, you know, you're too late. She married." And there's a way that you can turn a man down without calling him a bitch and getting on him. You know,
there's a way to do it in a feminine energy and a masculine energy, and you heard the masculine part of that, true.
Yeah, that threw me off. You know, because now, I'm not saying that, you know, like she's, like I said, she's from the South. And, you know, I guess women from the South, you know, have a more masculine demeanor or whatever, more masculine presence.
You would think that would be reversed because they were the petty four type of back in the day. The Southern chicks were supposed to be Southern belles. They were supposed to be all sweet, cotton candy type of thing going on down South. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would
now
think
all of a sudden they have the reputation of being masculine. Wow, how times have changed.
Yeah, I'm just go to Memphis, go
debutante
to Louisiana.
Remember back in the day, you said the debutante balls and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, what was it called? I went to a cotillion. That's what I want. The girl, I was in a cotillion. It don't happen no more, man. That don't happen no more. So, you got any more questions, True?
You have somebody in the background too.
I want to bring up
Ulysses and somebody else.
Yeah, I got somebody else, or just her. I got her. Did you want to stay on and talk to her to get something from a women's perspective, or you want to drop off in the back?
I was going to ask you, how many places have you been, like travel-wise?
32 countries. I got a map here, and that's the only way I can find out.
This man got a whole dang map drawn.
Because I can't, because the thing is, all right.
I had to do my list the other day, and I got 20. But a lot of them I've gone to multiple times over.
That's it.
So,
all right, let me ask y'all a question.
Yep.
What's the what place would you want to like reside?
Yeah, you can say it.
Too many choices.
Too many choices.
Listen. Wait. Let me clarify it real quick.
Go ahead.
So where I'm gonna go is Philippines. Where I would go, if everything was aligned the way I would want it to be, I loved Australia.
Australia?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What about you? What about you, Felix?
See, here goes the problem. Every country.
He's gonna do a whole breakdown.
when you go to places, you be like, oh man, you know what? I love the food there. but I love the culture here, and I love the weather here, and I love how cheap it is there. So that's where the difficult part come in. And I think that's why it's so great to be a passport bro, is because you're not limited to anywhere. You're like, oh, you know, I think I call passport bros the new, what's the term, Ronin, when people would go south for the winter, the people in New York?
Snow bunnies.
Yes.
Snowbirds, whatever you want to call them.
Snowbirds. So I think the passport bros are the new snowbirds. And you know what a snowbird is, True? I don't want to talk as though you do.
Nah.
Okay.
I know what a snow bunny is, but not a snowbird.
Just think of this: birds fly south for the winter because of the heat.
Yeah.
So, in that manner.
Yeah. So what rich people would do is, I can't even say rich, but usually it's wealthy people who live in New York, and they live there in the summertime, and then when the weather changes, they go to Florida. So they're in Florida for the winter time. So they just go to what best suits them. So they're always in a good place. So that's kind of what it is.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so let me ask one more question, and then I'm gonna drop off and let the other person join. But what place in y'all opinion, right, is best for dating and trying to find a wife?
And so here we go again. I say that because
he bro, that's like a whole laundry list, bro.
Because you can go to one place. You can go to one place and have a whole different experience than what I have. A guy can go to DR and say, "Oh man, there's a whole bunch of whores there because they went to Sosua," and somebody like BMT can go down to Santo Domingo and say, "Oh man, this is wife material." You can. Where you stay at? Where do you live at?
I'm in the Midwest.
All right, let's just say, is it Nebraska or somewhere else? I don't want to,
You said Nebraska, something like that.
Yeah, it's in Nebraska. Yeah, Iowa, Nebraska, in that area. Yeah,
I can go to Lincoln, Nebraska, and be like, man, this is off the chain. And somebody else go to Nebraska and there's nobody there. I know people that
ain't nobody there. Yeah,
but I know people that go to places and they, even in the city that I grew up in, they were like, oh man, that's where the drugs is. I like drugs. I don't do drugs, so it was like I don't know. So it's what you make it. But I would say, to help you out, a lot of the Latin countries like Colombia, Chile, Brazil are nice. Caribbean, DR, good. If you're looking at Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, all great. If you're looking for a type of traditional type woman, I would say Costa Rica, but Costa Rica is one of the highest priced places for Latin. But it is a beautiful, ecologically, Costa Rica is one of the best places to go, man. It is one of the cleanest countries that I have been in. They really respect.
So it's basically the background in Ronin's live stream, right? That TV,
yeah,
that's Costa Rica, right? They got to be like Costa Rica because it looks so beautiful.
I think that's Bali. Or hold on, Bora Bora. That's Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Yeah.
The background look good, but I appreciate y'all giving me those little nuggets of game or whatever, man.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure, man. Y'all take care, man. God bless y'all.
All right, True. God bless you too, brother.
You still didn't tell me you don't know who Tommy is. Never mind.
Yeah.
Find out who Tommy Sotomayor is.
No. I know who that is. I know who that is.
He's old school.
I know who that is.
He's big time old school.
So what question would you want me to ask Tommy?
What question? Okay. Oh, that was the questions you wanted me to ask earlier. I didn't. Okay. Tommy Sotomayor. Is it any question ever? Is it any question on my mind or any question as far as traveling or whatever?
No, it don't have to be traveling. It's anything. We having an open show.
Okay. Let me think of one. Ask him, would he marry another black woman?
Shit.
Ooh, bro. You trying to start
that is a good question.
I know exactly. I know you talking about
right there.
Ask him, would he marry another black woman? That's what I want you to ask.
That's a good one. You need to write one. Hey, write that down. That's a good one. That is a good one. God damn, that's a good one.
every
Talk about
every
poking
time I
the
get on there,
button, you be like,
it's like every time I see him talk, he always, you know, talking shit about black women, you know, like he's all like I remember it was a Fresh and Fit interview, right? And this was way back in the day when I was in high school, you know, he was talking about black women, but on this Fresh and Fit episode, I literally seen him almost beat up this black chick, you know, like she attacked him and they started fighting or whatever. Like it was wild. But yeah, so I already know, I low key know what the answer is going to be with him, but you know, I just tune in and find out.
Right. All right.
that's a good way to tune in. Tune in next Thursday to find out what Tony Sotomayor will say to the question that True Prodigy asked.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, bro.
No problem.
All right, now.
Well, now we have a beautiful black woman. Let's see. How you doing today?
I'm well. How are you? Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
I remember you. How are
Hey,
you?
Ronin.
This
I'm
is
well.
the
How are
educated
you?
young lady that was
Yes,
on
ma'am.
here before. She was, you know, we put a task out for her. She was supposed to get her some educational things going. We hope that you went with that. That's
We
all
started
right.
that.
That's the way she started that off.
You eat
How's it
elephant
going?
one bite.
I mean, it's a slow and steady
Well.
process. So how's it going?
All is well. All is well. All is well. Grateful for another day. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Doing well.
Good.
There we
good.
go.
Fearless is over there struggle streaming right now.
Struggle. I don't know why, man. This is, and I got a what is it called? Fiber optics. Man, I don't know.
Yeah. I was spoiled with Google, man. Google was.
I'm gonna bring you into. It's not the Lion's Den, but we usually have that every Friday. But I'm gonna bring you into this Lion's Den. The question is, why is it? You know, in some of the panels we go to, women will talk about men, talk about everything they do wrong. When a woman says kind of like the same thing a man would say in rebuttal, there's no pushback. If a man says that same thing, it's like the men come after him, the women come after him, all of that. Why is that? And why is it, as you as a woman, you can't go after other women? Why is it you guys all have to agree with each other? Is it the woman code?
Or as they say, sister code.
This is gonna sound strange, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't have. That sounds bad. It sounds bad. I was gonna say I don't have a lot of friends. That sounds bad. Look, my circle is small. I'll just say that. That sounds better, right? My circle is really small, and in my circle, we don't have that kind of energy. So, I don't know why it's like that. And when I came on earlier, I kept hearing y'all say that you all are essentially being attacked by black women. Yes. What's going on?
Not Ronin. Ronin's on the good side. Ronon's
no, bro. I can't save a woman to save my life. I've been accused that she could defend herself, even though I was defending. Oh, hell no. No, I'm included in that.
Wait, hold up. I got one right now. Stay on, Alyssa. Okay. I'll come back. Hold up. I got one right now.
A little kitty tail.
I know, it's cute.
I want you to stay on because I got an example.
I'm here.
Brittany Wright.
Oh, that's Brittany.
How are you doing?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Hello.
I got a bone. I'm glad you're on the panel because I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about how women don't hold women accountable and how you guys hold men accountable. Recently, you and I were talking. We were on a show, and one of the comments that we came up was, and just lightly, as a man, we were asking questions. We were talking about pH level. You said that you dated a guy and he had stinky feet. You said his feet stank so bad that you wanted to leave him. The other guy on the panel said he's had encounters with women, and so what he does is he leaves some massengill in his bathroom. I said, hey, how do you approach that? You had the ability to talk to a man and say, hey, bro, your feet not smelling good. You got to take your shoes off. I asked you, Brittany, I said, well, you know, I used to never say something to women. Oh, come on, don't leave me like this. I would never say anything because I didn't want to hurt a woman's feelings. But if I said to a woman, or just in general, man, yeah, these women have a bad pH, I get ridiculed. Zed came at me. Then a few days later, you went on Zed's show. She brought it up again. You had no defense for me. You said nothing. You didn't say anything that we had about our conversation. Oh, come on, internet. You didn't say anything we had about that conversation. You didn't mention that you talked about men with bad feet. You didn't talk about how I was just asking questions. You let her attack me and you had no feedback. When you went on the show with Maya, Maya said the exact same thing. She said, oh, yeah, this woman is bad out there because of what they eat, their processed foods. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not washing. They got bad pH. Nobody said anything about her. So my question to you is, how is it that you couldn't defend me when I was just trying to be sincere and ask a question, and you let Zed go off on me, but you didn't go off on anybody? You had nothing to say. It was like you went in there and shut up and act like we didn't even have that conversation.
I don't be trying to control other people's panels. I can see where you're coming from with why I didn't say anything. I totally understand that, but I guess I feel like the conversation didn't call for that.
But she attacked me, and you sat there and just was like, cool, yeah, whatever. That's what it was. I didn't even say if you could defend me, but you didn't even give any pushback. You didn't say like, man, am I just struggle streaming this bad?
Yes, you are.
Let me get rid of some things. You had I think I got something open. Got to be something in the background open. You just had no defense. But you would defend Zed when she says something. You defend these guys when they say something. And what I don't understand is, as a man, we get no defense. Nobody comes to our defense. If we say the exact same thing that another woman says, you guys hold us accountable and talk about us. Why?
I will say too, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I'll do better moving forward. But like I said, I would I'm not even gonna say I would like to see the clip because I'm pretty sure that she did bring it up. I'll take accountability for that. Um, but yeah, I just yeah, like I said, I'll do better moving forward. You know.
And I say that to say this. It's very difficult for men to have those conversations with you because we are always going to get attacked. So you guys always say, oh, be honest with us, talk to us, do this. And the moment we do, we either get attacked or we don't even get defended, and everybody comes for us out the woodworks. And the reason I say y'all don't hold her accountable is this. If I said, man, what I agree with Austin because I've been in places that women have not, had that. And I've heard from other women that I've worked with when they may go into the restroom and they're like, yeah, these women foul. You don't want to you don't want to really know what goes on in the restroom. I can say that.
Oh.
But hold up, but and y'all say I'm bad. But she can come back and talk about somebody not taking a shower, how they dress, their breath is bad, and that's okay. Nobody can talk about her.
Zed did that?
Yeah. Oh man, she talked about Floyd like he was a dog. He don't shower. He takes a shower every 3 days. Then if you say anything about her looks, then you attacking her. But she talks about everybody else's looks.
Oh, I was unaware of that. I'm sorry.
So I just don't understand that.
I will say, yeah, I wanted to say too, like the whole pH thing. So when I first heard about the pH incident, it was when you were on her panel, and basically it's like a lot of he say she say with the whole pH situation. The first time I heard anything about it, it seemed as if Austin may have said something about like all women in America's pH balance be off. And so in my mind, I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up because you would think that he would just address the few women that he's encountered, let them know instead of blasting it on social media.
But usually when somebody says, oh, that's like if women say, man, all men ain't shit. That don't mean all men. They're just using that as
No,
a
I take that as
phrase.
literal. I take that as literal. But so with that thing, and then I also on the panel I had heard, like I said, it's a lot of he say, she say. Um, you said that your wife went in behind several black women and she would always say that they stink. And my thing is like, not no disrespect to your wife at all, but in my mind,
No,
I was
she
like,
right here. I'm
why?
looking at her. So let
I
me
was just
clarify
like,
what she said. My wife worked for the Ministry of Health in her country. So this is what she did. She worked with all women, Haitians, all of that. When she first came to the United States, and maybe I'll have her talk. When she first came to the United States, just like a woman. And I got clips and clips. When she came here, she was like, what is wrong with your women? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I've never smelt that. Like I haven't had that. We don't have that in our culture. Maybe we take showers or do this. And it wasn't necessarily attacked at all women. It was just an experience. Like, have you ever gone somewhere and you're like, whoa? And I'll tell you how it happens. I can't say all Indians smell bad. When I go to the gym and I've worked out next to some Indian men, I'm like, whoa, I can smell them. And you say that. So if you've never experienced that in your life, you say, why do Indian people smell bad? Does that mean all Indian people smell bad? No, that just means my encounter with that culture was like, wow, because I could have passed 10 Indian people and not smelled nothing. But that one Indian person I passed made me think, man, I passed that Indian. And out of the 10 Indians or people I passed, it was only 2 Indians that gave me that smell. So in your mind, you start relating that smell to an Indian person. Doesn't mean all of them, but that's what you say, because I didn't smell it with a white person, didn't smell it with a black person. I smelled it with that group. So I don't understand when somebody says that. And the reason I say that is this. Hold up. I want to play this for you because I want to bring this in. What I was actually quoting was
I'll be right back.
All right, brother. I know he disappeared. He's like, I won't be part of this. I was quoting this. So hold up. So this is where I did a video.
Keep herself clean. I taught her. She didn't know it first.
Oh yeah, you got to.
It's actually, I never get credit for the shit that I've taught women how to do. It's some girls ain't never been taught how to stay clean around a man. I knew she had good intentions. It's just I was like, this bitch don't know how to clean herself. Because she just got out of the shower and it still ain't right.
Where were you at? A third world country?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a
He
bath.
talks like he's what the hell?
It ain't no third world country. It's America. Girls don't know how to clean themselves.
That's real shit.
Let me tell you something.
You mess with the dirty broad, Nail.
Nail, a young man. There's a lot of young girls don't know how to clean themselves. Do you know in order to clean yourself correct, you have to violate yourself?
The controversial pastor out of the Houston, Texas area said in the sermon that certain ladies come to church and they smell bad. All right. Now I want to play that particular clip and then we'll come back.
What makes you think, oh boy, gonna get a job to celebrate you and support you and you dirty? Don't even know how to wash good. Musty right now as we sit here. And you think, oh boy wants you in his life? Smell like you've been eating deviled eggs. The house of God got to step up. These people in Hollywood, they go get a colonic when they're on the way home on the cell phone. You call each other. Did you see her? Did you smell her?
We gonna share.
Yes,
Another
sir.
clip.
Yes, sir. But the only problem I have, see, white women, even though they might be freakier, they don't have no problem with down there. I ain't never met a white woman yet that had a problem with our women. When I do parties, this is my MO. When I go down there, if I come up real fast, that means that she ain't smelling too good. And it's more than half.
So
the
you
party
saying
be
that
like that?
black women have a hygiene problem, but white women are more they're more pleasant down there.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Totally. Kid you not, bro. I can't make this up. And that's my biggest problem with our women. Bad. Not my woman. Heck no. But that's my biggest problem. It's more light-skinned women, though. It don't even be the big women. Big women be good. Be good. It's the light skinned women.
Light skinned women is filthy.
Bro, bad. It be the bad ones too. That you least think that it would be.
Yeah.
I'm like, this can't be, bro. This can't be.
It was nasty.
Well, let me even go ahead to
that probably need.
I'm sorry, man.
80% of women that probably need assistance when it comes to female hygiene.
You got
and then there's this magnificent 20% that have no smell.
I think
and
I'm
it's
part
fresh.
of the 2% because
the reason I played that is this wasn't me saying this. This has been going on. Y'all just don't listen, and then y'all get offended if a man says something or agrees with that. Y'all get offended, but a woman can say whatever the fuck she wants, and it's okay. Y'all don't want to hear it, and y'all get mad and don't know why a guy would ghost them or say, "Nah, do this." But when we try to bring it out and talk about it, y'all say how bad we are, or that, which I don't understand. Go ahead.
Like I
Brittany,
said on another panel, I said that if a man were to tell me that, I would appreciate it because they said that, like you were able to tell that young man that his feet stink. So if it was reversed, would you be appreciative? And I said I would be. Now, would I be able to have a relationship with him after that? Would I be embarrassed? Yeah. But I said I would take it as him caring about me enough to let me know behind closed doors. So that's my thing is like, I hear what y'all are saying online and you're correct. A lot of women do have issues with their hygiene. But to put it online, like my thing is I'm the type of person, and this has happened to me before, and it was deodorant, but even if it was, the other way around, there was a girl that everybody was making fun of in class. And I heard everybody, snickering and giggling at her. And I simply took out of the kindness of my heart to go over to her and pull her aside and, let her know, like, hey, did you go to the gym on lunch? And she was like, yeah. And I said, girl, well, you need to do something with your, underarms when you get back or whatever, because I can smell you. I didn't tell her that other people were making fun of her, but I'm just letting her know, woman to woman, in private, that she does have an odor. So that's all I'm saying. You can be right, but it's a way to go about letting somebody know.
But it's a little different, and I don't know why I'm struggle streaming. If you can hear me, this thing, I don't know what the hell this thing is doing. Let me take this off. It's a little different when it's one on one, when you're like one on one with somebody, because that's more intimate. Like I would never go online and say, "Oh yeah, Brittany Rice, man, she foul. That girl foul like that. She's this that," because that's pointing it at you specifically, and that's when you're trying to inflict pain on somebody. I never talked about one person or anything like that. Now, on the opposite side, Zed specifically talked about that one person. So instead of coming at that with Floyd and saying, Floyd, hey, let's talk, man. Some people said you kind of foul. She called him out online. She said it in front of everybody and nobody did it. When I said it, I was making a generalization saying, hey, these people I've dealt with, and I don't even know. And I asked you, I said, man, I don't know how to approach it. Because when it did, with the two ladies that out of all the women, of the two ladies that I've ever talked to, I just said, look, yeah, I'm not ready yet. Maybe it's too soon for us to be in relations. And that's how I played it, that I didn't want to be with him. It was just, I played like the guy, like, I'm in love with you.
You're trying to play the good guy.
I played the good guy.
That's
even
nice.
Even with it being a generalization, my thing is, and I've done this as well, I don't know what kind of program you would call it, but it's a program where I can go and teach young ladies about feminine hygiene and about how to take care of themselves on their menstrual cycle. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying, there are other resources. You didn't have to blast it online, and I've seen the clips that you just showed. There are ways to go about it. I get it. It's for clicks and views and for content or to laugh at it or whatever, but there are resources. It's easily Googleable, or you could go and ask a woman in your family, hey, I've noticed this as a male, and you're my a female that I can confide in, and I'm wondering, is it a way that we could help young ladies know how to clean themselves? So that's all I'm saying.
And
But
that's
I do,
cool.
like I
Hold on,
said, your
let
point.
me say this. Let me say this though. That's cool that you're saying all that, but at the end of the day, Fearless is right. Women all day long will bash a man for every fault that he's ever done.
And
But
I'll give
if
an
we put
example.
anything out online,
Yep.
it's an issue. It's
Oh,
not
I
behind
like.
closed doors.
This
And
is the first time I'm hearing about Zed doing this. I'm like I said, I'm totally new to all this other stuff. If that is happening, that's terrible. I see where y'all are coming from. That's very immature and disrespectful. So I see what you're saying.
so your thing, Brittany, is the generalization, right?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this. Zed, her name is Keep Africa Passport Bro Free. Didn't she just generalize every passport bro? Doesn't she say I'll never date a black man? Didn't she just generalize every black man?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Are you holding her accountable?
Yeah, I have on shows before, yeah. I really have. The
Well,
first
if
time
you're
I went on
doing
her
that,
panel, you said what?
no, I said if you're doing that, I would like you to continue. And this is nothing to say
Yeah, I
things
do. I do.
said.
She's tried, like, for real. You can ask BA. The first time I was on her panel, I held it down. She was trying to, get me to divest and whatever you want to call it, and I was like, "No, I'm cool where I'm at." And she
To be
respects that when I
truthful,
come on
Fearless,
there.
that's one of the reasons why I invited her to come to the Andrew show, because I saw her first in Zed's room, and she was the only female in that room that was pushing back. So
No,
that's why
so
I
hey,
invited her
anybody in
room.
the chat, just let you know, I'm having a conversation with Brittany. In my opinion, Brittany has talked what other women don't say. She was like, what got me with you, Brittany, was like, look, I can get a trailer and raise food and I'm content. I don't need this. I don't have to dress up like that. So so even though I may say this subject, I don't want anybody in the chat to think that I'm coming at Brittany. I think my conversations with Brittany have always been positive. She's a different kind of woman where she's not looking for something. And one thing I will have you say is when somebody says, yeah, all black men, she's like, no, all black men ain't like that. That's not my experience. So she does do that. So I don't want anybody to come at her and think that she's wrong. I just wanted to go at this contention because this is the subject we're having. Brittany is actually a sweet girl. So don't no one attack her, please.
Thank you for that. And like I said, that's I've heard from other men, about Oprah and the Ricky show and stuff about how back in the day they used to bash men. And I feel for y'all. That's absolutely terrible. I'm not aware of it, but I've heard of it circulating from being in this, like I said, I don't do too much online stuff, but yeah, that hurts my feelings because it hurts black men's feelings or whatever. So, I hate that for y'all. So that is wrong. And I do feel for y'all.
Now, Brittany, I'll ask everybody on this channel that they came on. Do you know who Tommy Sotomayor is?
I do not.
Oh, man. Nobody.
I told you he's old school. He's from 10,
Oh,
15
wait,
years ago.
wait. Okay. Is he the guy that was just on Fresh and Fit with the Brandon guy?
That is Tommy Sotomayor. So
Okay,
he's
that's the first time I ever heard of him.
okay. Well, he has been known. He's had a few YouTube channels. He's been kicked off like all of them.
Oh.
Because he's sitting there. Look, what I say is tame. What he says is
Fire. He's going to burn the house down.
He's like all black women, this, and this. And I only say that because I wanted to know if there was any questions you wanted to ask. We're going to have him on the show next Thursday. So we're going to bring, this is Tommy Sotomayor. We got him on the show. So I just wanted to know if there's questions anyone wanted to ask.
What I'm not familiar with him. What does he believe about black women? And
So
is it all black women? That's who he's referring to.
He says, "Oh, well, I don't want to say he says all. Man, is my camera just struggling? What the hell? Maybe I need to put avatar on. I don't know. Let me see if I.
Wow. So Tommy has a history of Black Manosphere and Red Pill talking points. So he goes in on Black women, traditional, non-traditional Black women, modern women, and a lot of the things that have to deal with feminism. Not that he won't be with a Black woman, because I know he has, but at the same time, he has very harsh criticism when you're coming from that background of the Black Manosphere as far as men escaping the matrix and going to other countries and not dealing with modern feminine women. So that's his background.
And I just, Fearless, can you hear me?
The way you all describe him, he sounds so angry.
Oh, he comes off that way too.
He's angry.
Oh,
He's angry.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a camera problem, Brittany. I can still hear you, so I'm here. Even
Okay,
though it
I
goes
just wanted
out,
to make sure that we, address the issue. Like I said, when I go on somebody else's panel, like, I don't recall her asking my opinion about, anything else that you may have said. Like I said, I'm gonna let you know too. I be clenching my jaws real tight in these panels too. I really do. I really do a lot of the times on some subjects because I be trying not to turn up. So
understand.
Turn up is good. I
you
mean,
said what?
turn up is good. I mean, that's the way
Yeah, but like
life
I
is
said, I
nowadays
just be
on
trying
YouTube.
I be trying not to be
Brittany's a
selective.
lady.
Yeah.
Brittany's a lady.
Yeah.
I
So,
know.
but like I said, I just wanted to make sure that we address the bone that you had to pick. So I
No,
can, like I
just
said,
was
I'll
gonna
take a.
pick that bone. I have no animosity. I'm not. I listen to you and I love listening to you. So don't take
Okay,
that. But
like
I
I said,
think that we
I'm
just
just new to
address
all of
that real
this. If
quick.
if it was something wrong I did, I wanted to make sure that I fixed it because I know nobody's perfect or whatever. So I just wanted to make sure that I moved accordingly or whatever.
Now
And
to
yet
help you out
again,
with this, do you
a
know
Black
who
woman
Kevin?
that's accountable.
Oh, that's different, man. You rare. Do you know who Kevin Samuels is?
Heck
I love
yeah,
Kevin Samuels.
yeah.
Now take Kevin Samuels and put him on steroids, all the crazy stuff that he would say, and that's Thomas Sotomayor.
Wait a minute,
That's
Kevin
who he is.
Samuels is on level like less than Tommy.
Give him
Wait.
Super Saiyan mode. Tommy is Super
Kevin
Saiyan
Samuels
mode.
squared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, he's Super Saiyan mode. If you know anything
I
about
love Kevin
Dragon Ball
Samuels.
Z, if you know anything about the cartoon or anime Dragon Ball Z, he's in Super Saiyan mode.
I
when
love
he
Kevin
talks.
Samuels.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's who. Yeah. So tune in today. I just want to get people's opinion when he comes through to know what's going on with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna
But
be
Brittany, yeah,
cool.
we cool. We don't, but please stay on because one things we do want to talk. I want to have Alicia here to talk about that also. So, Alicia, you heard the video with the guy saying those things about the women and how they feel. So, how do you think? What is the solution? How should men address that? How is it wrong for men to say it? Is it only good for a woman to say it?
No, it isn't wrong for men to say. I think for both the genders, we need to find a way just to be gentle with each other. That's the best way. You no matter what you say, you aren't going to make everyone happy. There are going to be people going to have, we'll say, negative responses either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that initial, if someone is upset about it, I think that initial rage, I think they'll cool off after a while once they realize that you were, genuine and trying to help. Because you essentially save them from the next person's embarrassment who may not be as gentle, with the situation. Yeah, a lot of the cause of it is yes.
Now, tell me about the sister code.
Oh, I was telling you, I don't know anything about sister code. My circle is very small. Very
I don't
small.
have one. I call my friends out.
Yes, we try to be open-minded and Nah. It sounds like that's just the code. It's all about essentially following the masses of sisters, the mob. No one. It doesn't seem like anyone has their own opinion. We just essentially just following whoever started whatever rumor or gossip. That's what it seems like. That's not healthy, and it seems like this is my opinion. Weak-minded individuals.
Yeah, because I do want to get to some solutions. I don't want us to always talk about the problems because you know, that's just problems. I'd like to know what our solutions are. So one thing, the initial show here was talking to, and you may not know it, Brittany, he's a BMT, which is Black Men Travel. And, you know, he's kind of the person who coined the phrase passport bros, and he was on the show. And one of the things we were talking about was why would, in 1998, and I don't know what year you were born, Brittany, but maybe that was your year a little bit before. In 1998, a movie came out called How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Oh, yeah.
And that was about Black women going down to Jamaica to find them a husband, a man. You know, she got her groove back. It was an older Black lady. She goes, finds a young, you know, Mandingo Jamaican dude. Yeah.
Angela and Tay.
And she got her groove back. Guys didn't say nothing. We actually would laugh at it. Fast forward 20 years later, Passport Bros comes in. And they say, well, you know what? I'm going to go out of the country. I'm going to get my groove back. I'm an older guy. I can get me a younger woman who appreciates me, who has traditional values. Then that is frowned upon. And so we as men are saying, why is that? Y'all did it 20 years before us. Why is it bad for us to do it?
I personally don't think it's bad. To each his own. I mean, you have to do what makes you happy. You have to follow your heart. And if it's better for you to leave the country and find someone instead of staying here and being miserable and possibly making more broken homes in the Black community, do what you have to do. So at the end of the day, I feel the happier people are in fulfilling their purpose and finding love or whatever the case may be, accomplishing their goals, the less trauma they cause to others. So do you. That's all I got to say.
So I do agree with this, that if you are a man and you go out of the country and you find well, let me say, Ronin, I might need your help on this.
I'm speaking for myself.
No, Ronin, no. I might need your help.
I was talking to the chat. I'm speaking for myself.
If I go to, all right, so let me ask you, Alyssa, where are you at? Where do you live at?
I'm in Virginia.
All right. So what in
Virginia for lovers?
What in Virginia, like if what would be a restaurant I could go to that would be like, yeah, that's the spot. That's delicious.
I may not be the best judge because I'm vegan, so I don't go to.
All right, I'll put it like this then. Since we're all Black, if I say Black lives matter, am I saying white lives don't matter?
No, okay. I don't feel that way.
So if I say foreign women are terrific, am I saying Black women are not good?
No.
I think that's what happens. That a lot of women hear that when a guy says, man, I went overseas. I got a traditional woman. She cooks for me. She cleans for me. She does all these things for me. It makes me feel good. And I think the Black women say, well, go over there then. Stay over there. You know, we don't need you here anyway.
Oh, goodness.
So I don't think by them saying one thing is good is saying nothing is bad, because I was on the lead attorney and maybe I can even find this clip. I'm going to try to find this clip. Maybe I'll find it before I say it. Give me 1 second.
I believe I've seen some of his content.
The lead attorney. You know who the lead attorney is, Brittany, am I right?
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
All right. Let me see if I can find out when I was on this show. Let me go to some shorts. I could fake. Let me see. I'm just trying to listen. Well, I'll say it. On the lead attorney, what I was saying was, I said, black men would rather be with like black women. Why? Because Alyssa, may I ask what age you are? What age are you? May I ask?
I'm 40. I just turned 40.
Okay. So if I threw on a little Al Green or some some
See, she already grinning. Look at her. She already
and
grinning.
all of that.
She know what that is.
We're gonna be able to groove to that.
You know what that
We're
is.
gonna be able to hit that Jodeci, come and talk to me.
Oh my goodness.
Because we had that familiarity.
Forever my lady.
Exactly. Brittany, I will say your music, but this is a little too new for me. I don't know what y'all jamming to.
I be listening to old school.
How old is Brittany?
I'm 29, but I be listening to old school.
Oh, yeah, so
somebody taught you.
Yeah, I throw some Sade on. We gonna roll. Child. And I say that to say this: as a black woman, that's what we would desire, because you understand me. If I get stopped by the cops and they say something to me, we can just look at each other like, yeah, okay, that motherfucker racist. Or we in a store and the cashier say something smart. You're like, what that chick thinks? And y'all look around like, you ain't said nothing to them people. We don't even have, it's a non-verbal exchange that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, we would always love to be with black women. And I say this, we did not leave black women. Black women left us. Y'all left us.
I second that motion.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here.
Brittany right here waiting for us, baby. She waiting.
I just said about, look, what they say on, what was that show, Dr. Phil? That's your man, and I'm going to stick beside him.
That's my man. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my man.
Would you, I tell you what, this isn't your opinion. And I wonder if I can, I don't really want to play this because I'm going to do it tomorrow, but let me see if I can bring just a little bit of it up. Man, did I bring it over? I thought I brought it over because I'm going to, NFL. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit of this, but people, please stay tuned tomorrow because this will be it. And you were on a show, but I want to show you the difference. So let me play this first because I always have to get this out to y'all sad people. Where's it at? Let me do this. I'm sorry. This is all behind the scenes. I got to do all this crazy stuff. That had it. I added it.
We love you too, Black America.
Oh, let me do. So this is my new thing, Ronin.
Warning: some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing.
Deeply disturbing. Hold on, let me break my voice out here. Hold on.
Warning: some viewers may see this deeply disturbing.
Awesome.
This is from.
I can do that too.
Yeah. Now this is from a show that you were on, Brittany. I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen and see what we talk about and why, in my opinion, a lot of black women are losing.
Idea like you get a rich man and you glow up. You get a man that got money and you glow up and you do well.
We say you get a rich man and grow up. When I was interviewing another girl, she said, women go to school for an MRS degree. I was like, MRS? She said, yeah, Mrs. degree. Meaning they go to school to find their mate to grow with them. Why is it that we try to meet men at the finish line when they're getting them before that? And this goes back to the podcast we talked about before, Kanal, which was
because of this disparity, because of the disparity. Most black men are locked up or dead.
No, that's not true. I'm talking about affluent men. We just had a podcast before.
I don't know a lot of I don't know a lot of affluent men. I do, but I don't. And then the affluent men that are out there, they're typically married already. They're in relationships already. They're unattainable. They can't.
I paused that to say this. I'm gonna keep going. This is and this is nothing against mine. She's a 39-year-old woman saying this. And the reason that's important is I'm gonna show you later why she's saying most of the men are already married or already have a family.
And you're gonna either be a side chick.
Let me finish and then you can comment, because we just had a podcast about men who are boys who were going to the NFL draft, the NBA draft, whatever draft there was, and they didn't have black women on their arms. And the black women didn't want them until after they got drafted. And we were saying that, and through what the guys were saying, the white women were there getting their Starbucks, getting their Chipotle, taking them to practice, all that before they had anything. So why is it with our culture we only want the rappers?
And that's cool. And that's cool, because if that white girl got it to give it to you, that's the one you need to be with. Because I'm not buying no man no Starbucks, and I'm not building a man up if he can't buy his own cup of coffee. I'm not doing that. Me personally, I'm not doing that. I'm not providing for you
now,
until
you go back to say why you are where you are.
I'm not buying you shit.
And that is the reason. So so here's the contrast. I want to play something that's going to be contrasting to that. A lot of women, when they get older, they say, I don't have a man. Where's all the good men out there? They didn't deal with them when they were in college. They couldn't support them. They couldn't do anything, but they want to reap the benefits. I know the sound is all messed up, but all this is all white women who got their men when they was in college, rolled with them, and now they reaping all the benefits. They was the person who bought the Starbucks. They were the person who bought the Chipotle. All these white women, they seen it as an investment. They rolling. It wasn't because this guy wanted the chicks. It was like these were the only people around. She was my ride or die. And if you hear what Maya said, she said, I ain't doing shit for you. So I go back to say, what do y'all want from us? Y'all don't want to support us when we nothing.
You shit. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
She's committed.
And what happens is a lot of women won't build with the man. They only, black women, just like yourself, they don't want to build with a man. They want to already have it. So what has happened is the smart people say, I'm going to get to you before you.
And a lot of those men that use white girls and those other girls, see, them white girls got it. Those white girls those white girls and those women be done inherited money, and they got money to give. How many black women actually come from inheritance and money where they got it to do that for a man? Not many.
Starbucks is only $5, Maya.
Don't be literal.
Yeah, I'm being literal, because that's what we talk about. It's hard for us to get the small things. And this just is not this man. This is a microcosm of why the Passport Bros were created. When you say, man, I just wanted a sandwich. It's like, oh, can't fix you a sandwich. Like, I'm not doing nothing for you. When I say y'all left us, that's what I mean. Because the guy's mom, his grandmother, they did all that for their husband. We still are responsible for paying for your first date, second date, providing, all of those things. And we say, well, what do we get in return? We get less in return than what our forefathers did. But y'all want more than what our mothers did.
For less, yeah.
Yes, y'all left us. Why y'all leave us, Brittany? Why y'all leave us, Alicia? Why? Come back, baby. Come back. We need y'all. We need your black women. Where y'all go? Why y'all do this to
Watch
us?
yourself. You don't need.
Well, I can say, based on my experience only, I was with my husband since the beginning, when we both had nothing, and I was a little more financially secure than he was. So I supported him till we got to where we, needed to be, and he began doing very well for himself, and now we're getting divorced. So not that I'm afraid to move forward, and I'm not judging all men, definitely not, because we can't do that. We just can't. We got to have some hope. But I can see why a lot of black women are so afraid to take those steps, because it's hard. It really is hard. You sacrifice essentially your life. Like I would have liked to have more children. This is just my circumstance. I would have liked to have more children, but we have one beautiful daughter, and I feel that I don't want to say it was all for nothing. But I guess emotionally I'm kind of torn. You know what I mean? So I understand why they feel that way. But at the end of the day, of all the choices we have, I think that is ultimately the best choice to make. To find someone when you're both, at the beginning stages and work on it until you get where you want to be. I mean, what's the chances of you getting it? It's just math. What's the chances of you getting, especially a lot of our average, beautiful average Black women, what's the chance of you getting a 1%er as opposed to finding a man, we are both at the beginning and working your way up.
And I'm going to defend Alicia. Black America, you said, Alicia, why are you leaving him? That was not the case with her. She actually was the good woman who got with a stupid guy who thought he got some money and thought he could do better.
Don't call him stupid now. Don't call him stupid.
Well, he's stupid in this sense. He left his actions were stupid because he left a beautiful woman who was in his corner. So his actions, I can't say how his personality. I think those actions were dumb to leave your wife and your child. So it wasn't her that left. It was his decision, if I'm correct on that from the last time you told me. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it wasn't her. She was staying by.
Thank you.
She stood by her man. She did what she was supposed to do, and he didn't act like the man that he should have. She was the woman that she was supposed to be.
We went through it. We went through it together. I mean, for richer, for poor, it was a lot of poor. A lot of poor. But we went through it. But here we are. We just got to move forward.
It's hard to ask Brittany the same question because I can't direct it toward her because I don't think her thought process is that way. So I have to take you out of it, Brittany. I want to just ask in general, why do you think a lot of women are, I gotta say Black women, man, why aren't they wanting to build their man up? They only want to meet him at the finish line.
So from my experience, where I come from, a lot of the Black men are leeches. Like they'll look at me as a meal ticket.
Wow.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I've seen that.
For sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of the time,
that's how far we've come.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's real.
Yeah, I had those experiences many years ago before I met my husband.
I'm gonna take it a little bit further, so I'm gonna make y'all think. Why do you think that is? Why do you think those
I
men
discussed this on another panel too. A lot of young Black boys, they come from, and Black girls, but let's talk about the men. They deal with a lot more adversity, usually. And so for me, mentally at a young age, I was able to push through, I guess you would call the glass ceiling, and tell myself just because I'm young Black female and all of these odds are stacked against me, I'm still going to push through this adversity and do something better with myself. But a lot of young Black boys, men don't, they're so defeated and they aren't spoken life into a lot of the time. So they probably just think it's better just to find a girl who's on the up and up, put a baby in her, and just live off of her or whatever. Or, make multiple baby mamas or whatever.
I'm going to ask you another question. And before I do, look, if y'all listening, please make sure you get the likes up. If y'all enjoying this show, make sure you get the likes up. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We want to make sure that we bring some positivity into this space. And the only way we can do so is if we bring you the good parts. If I always arguing with somebody and that's what y'all like, then y'all going to get me back to arguing and cussing everybody out just to get my algorithm going. So the question for you, Brittany, is who raised those men?
Single moms. Single moms. It's a cycle.
Now we're getting somewhere. Do you think that single mothers raise the boys that they wouldn't date?
Ooh, that's a good question. do I think single mothers raise the boys that they wouldn't date? Golly.
It's deep,
Dang.
ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Dang. Because most of the time what I hear is like of them having their son clinging to them because the father left. So they're like making sure he's attached to the hip to them.
We call
Um
that
Son husbands.
son husbands. That's correct.
okay. Dang. Do I think the single mom raises the one she wouldn't date? Yeah, but I don't think she's aware of it because a lot of them, from what I'm seeing, they'll put on a facade with their mom and come off as a good guy, but they really treating, I'm not gonna say treating women like crap, like they're abusive or anything, but they don't think as highly of women as their mother thinks.
So that same boy that she raised, he don't know how to cook. He don't know how to take care of himself. He can lay up in her house after he graduate without a job and do what he wants to do. Is that the kind of guy she would date? Or she would say this is the typical man that he doesn't work, he lays at home, he doesn't do anything? If she doesn't, if she cannot accept that from her man, why would she have her son to be that man? And I say that to say this: a woman will raise a boy like that. A man would never raise his daughter like that. He'll never raise her to be satisfied with her being a stripper, being on the strip pole, being in the streets, opening her legs. He would not raise her like that. His standards would be completely different. He would raise her to be virgin, don't have sex, don't do this. It would be all that, everything I'm trying to warn you about, to be a better woman. So why is it that the women...
Matter of fact, a father will spoil his daughter overly to make sure no man will measure up unless he does the same, if not more.
Bruh, I'm sorry, let me
Thanks.
address this. He says no black man gets to lay up in the house. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Maybe
You know
not at his
why?
mom's house, but definitely at some little girl's
Yeah,
house.
as soon as he leave his mom's house, he going to somebody on Section 8 to lay up in her house.
Yeah.
He
But like
went
I
from...
said, a lot of them just be defeated, and that's not an excuse. Like I said, a lot of them don't have somebody to talk life into them, or even I've been guilty of this thinking is like, why even try working my way up the corporate ladder when I know that it's so many odds stacked against me? So why not just go work at Amazon or whatever?
Yeah, it seems impossible. It seems impossible.
Yeah. Not that, like I said, not that anything's wrong with Amazon, but I'm just, for the sake of having a conversation.
Is this Big J Rillo from
It
J
is big.
Rillo?
It is the Big J Rillo, the new channel
J
for
Rillo, brother. I am so... Man, how can I say this, brother? And this is not an offense to you. I was so hurt when you got on Zed's show, man. You didn't know what you was walking into, because you was actually coming from a place of sincerity. Like, hey, get on my show, we can do this. And she was not sincere. And you just, because you didn't know who she was or what she was doing, she just tried to make you look bad. And that's sad that it wasn't, her questions did not come from a place of sincerity. It was a place of destruction. And I'm sorry for that, bro. You're welcome to come up anytime. So I just wanted to address that, Brittany.
Yeah.
So Elisa,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that? And I'm gonna get back to you, Brittany, on that same kind of question. How do you feel about that?
Well, I also believe that in some cases it isn't intentional, but then you have the cases where you have the angry mom who's been
hurt by a previous man.
Yeah, she's hurt by the father. There you go. She's scorned, and she takes it out on the baby, unfortunately. And that child, that boy grows up, or girl, grows up their entire life, with a bombardment of all this hate, this energy of just hate, because often they have mannerisms similar to the father, or look like them, and they get the constant reminder that they're nothing because their father is nothing.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Brittany, are you
on live?
No, Brittany, have you? I keep asking these questions because I don't want to date you, and I just remember watching, so I don't know when they came out. Did you ever watch Boys in the Hood?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember that the mom said to Ice Cube, "You ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit. Your daddy wasn't shit.
Wow.
So you ain't gonna be it." And she said those words to him, and then for Trey, it was, "I love you," because she's seen Trey's dad in him, and she was still attracted to Trey's dad. And Ice Cube, she'd seen Trey's dad, and she hated him. And do you see how both of them took different paths, just how the mom treated them?
Did they have the same mom? I'm not. It's
They
been
didn't have
forever
the
since
same
I've seen
dad.
the movie. Did they had the same mom?
But not the same dad.
Oh, okay. And she spoke to one son one way and another the other.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
I've seen it, but I don't recall the movie.
Wow.
And
Was
here's
Trey? Was that Cuba?
No, Trey was no. I'm sorry,
the
Trey was
fist?
Cuba, but it was what's my man's name? Y'all love him. Y'all call him Black
Morris.
Chocolate. What's his Morris Chestnut? That's
Ooh,
right.
child.
Y'all Black Chocolate, you know. So Morris Chestnut, he was the going to be the football player. He was he got a scholarship to play ball.
Real quick, let me get with this black American. He asked that either one of you brothers get to lay up in a girl's Section 8 house or apartment. Absolutely, I have. Back in the day when I was younger, oh yeah, I definitely knew a lot of single mothers, and I definitely went and visited them in their apartment. Yes,
but
I ain't
couldn't lay up. I could stay. Yeah, I could stay. Nighttime, I had to
Some
get
of them
up.
were a little scary, and I definitely didn't stay overnight. Yeah.
And I can't, you know what? I never said I did. I've said I've never paid a woman's rent, and that is a lie. That's a lie. Because you know what? I remember this chick. She came. This is the crazy thing. She came to me and was like, "Man, you know, can I get $150?" I was like, $150? What do you need that for? She's like, "I'm behind on rent."
My rent.
And I said, "But your rent is $25 a month. How are you behind?"
You ain't pay that $25 for what?
Oh,
7 months? Goddamn.
Oh, bro. I mean, so I did pay somebody's rent. It was
fearless,
brother.
That's going out on the way. Somebody's gonna clip you up.
Somebody gonna clip me up, man. I
clip
paid.
you up for that.
I mean, but she took care of me in other ways. I can't, it was well worth that $150. But yeah, I paid somebody's rent. But here's the thing: have you laid up? Man, I know guys that have laid up. And it's sad. Why do you think? Why do you think the whole thing with Section 8 was you couldn't have a man in the house,
exactly,
or you couldn't have a felony record? Because what was happening is these guys were just coming over, leeching off of the women who were staying in the Section 8 houses. They would go sell drugs or do something like that, and that $25 a month is all they would have to pay, and they laid up there. So. That's how
that was the cycle back then. It absolutely was.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
No denying it.
So my question is this: we talked about the men. So in my opinion, the women raise weak men. How do they raise their daughters?
Oh yeah, to be strong women.
Strong,
and
independent.
I do not like that word at all.
I don't need a man.
It's the whole Willie Lynch phenomenon. Strong women, weak men.
So if you are a single woman and you're raising these women to be strong, independent, I don't need a man, you can't do nothing for me, I can do it all by myself. What are the results when they get to the dating world and they meet a man who was raised by his father to be a strong, independent, masculine man?
They're gonna butt heads.
That's conflict. That's conflict.
So that masculine man can't deal with that strong woman. What is he to do?
Move on. Move
And,
on.
and since the majority of our families are out of wedlock and are raised by single mothers, those single mothers come up. Now you have this guy who's reaching adulthood. He wants to be masculine. He looks around and says, man, I would like to be with these black ladies, but we in conflict all the time.
Or I'll even say, you know, depending on what she's doing, if you're really serious about her and if she's treating you with some respect and she verbalizes that she realizes that she is masculine, but she does want to get rid of that and she does want to be married and have a family, then encourage her to go to therapy and work on those things, you know?
Been there, done that. I did that every relationship I ever had. Every
Did
relationship
she
I've
go?
ever had.
Well, that's the thing too with
56 years.
therapy. Like you can say go to therapy all you want, but a person can put on a facade. So yeah, I agree with you, Ronan. Yeah, you can tell somebody to go to
Mm-hmm.
therapy, but they can sit in there and say ain't nothing wrong with them.
Not
Oh, look,
cooperate,
that's
nothing's
what I was going to
wrong.
say,
Yeah.
Brittany.
Cop an
Ain't nothing
attitude for
wrong
an
with me.
hour. Yeah.
And I'm saying
Brittany,
that
Or
from
they do the
experience.
reverse. They say, oh, I'm going to go
Yep.
talk to my pastor. I'm going to go to church counseling. Not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Brittany, would you want a man who has a job or a guy that you got to encourage to work?
That has a job.
Oh,
One second.
wow.
That has a job.
Okay. So would I want a woman who has trauma or a woman without trauma?
That's that's different though.
Why is that?
Really?
I got to deal with somebody else's emotional baggage that I didn't do. I didn't hurt her, but I got to try to fix her.
Because my thing is, I feel like everybody got trauma.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why would we want to fix our own social traumas based on the way we were raised and then have to deal with yours as well because you didn't take the time to do it?
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I
And
see exactly what you're saying.
it could be a scenario where both people recognize their trauma and are working on it together. You know, but we know that's rare. But
And that's where, you know, that's where I would say the sisterhood steps in. You know, if my friend came to me and say, girl, I just lost a good man. He said I was masculine and he said this and da 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 da. I'd be like, well, you the one that's been going to therapy and ain't been doing no work. What you been doing to therapy?
Man,
Now
you
you hurt
good
because you done lost a
because
good man.
you know what a girl told me? The best way to get over a man is to get under a man.
Absolutely not.
That's gross.
Absolutely
I didn't
not.
say
That's
it.
the phrase. That is the phrase they use.
Absolutely not.
Gross. And you
Absolutely
have
not. Very
everybody in
dismissive.
there and been upset by your pH. Somebody saying something about your pH because everybody been in there.
Who said it? We ain't not. Come on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And you wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's very little self-respect in our community. You know, we don't value ourselves. A lot of us anyway. It starts there.
Yep.
So how do we get
Can't love anyone else.
these single women to be more? All right, let me just say, do any of you guys want to even be traditional? Is that just a fantasy that's just gone in the Western culture?
I love it.
I didn't even know
my next marriage. I'm going to do the same thing.
You said what? How do you pronounce your name? Alicia?
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yes.
What did you say? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I say I love it, and it'll be the same style for my next marriage.
Yeah,
so
all I was
let's go
saying
through
is
that real quick. What is your style? What was traditional about your relationship
goodness.
and how you care for your husband?
Oh my goodness. Serving. We serve each other. It's the yin and the yang. The masculine energy and the feminine energy, they're equal, but they have their places. And I think once you as a couple recognize that and determine what those places are in your relationship, you can climb mountains together. You can.
Exactly.
So
yeah, all I was gonna say is I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't done talking.
I cut you off, Brittany. Go ahead.
She over there
It's okay.
reminiscing in her brain right now. That's what she's doing. She over there reminiscing. But go ahead, Brittany.
Yes.
But I was just gonna say, like, traditional is what I want. I didn't know that that was the word for it until recently because I was assuming that all the females were on the same wavelength and the males were on the same wavelength. Like I be saying, I like to say I be living under a rock, I guess. So this is all new to me. But yeah, for sure, super traditional. And Ronan, you know that, the other panel we were on, y'all were talking about 90s versus 2024. And I'm like, y'all trying to choose between 90s and 2024. I'm trying to get back to the 1950s.
50s. That's
So,
right. I heard that.
Yes.
dang, what is
Yes.
y'all talking
I
about?
mean, we wish they would go back that far, but hell, it's hard to
Hey,
get them back
we
to the
talked,
80s, 80s,
yeah,
90s.
we
I'm
talked
not
about
having
it.
any more kids, but barefoot and pregnant all day. I love it. I
Yes,
love it. Yes. And then
yes,
cooking in the garden.
yeah. But like I was saying, that comes with a lot of trust. And my thing is, women, especially me, I had to work on this a lot. The men that are talking to you now aren't the men that hurt you in the past. Granted, okay, maybe this nice guy does end up hurting you in the future, but give him a freaking chance first. You don't know that unless you give him a chance. He didn't do anything to you yet.
Correct.
Stay in the
It's that
present moment.
fear.
Practice
It's that
mindfulness.
fear.
But most
Yeah.
people are waiting for that other shoe to drop every time because they haven't gone through therapy.
Exactly. So, like I said, I could preach therapy all day long, but you could, like I said, literally, and I'm speaking from experience, you can sit in there. That's why I requested a black female therapist because they don't take crap. I mean, a black male one wouldn't either. So, I don't know.
If you don't have the desire to change, you're not going to change, therapy or no, or
Yeah.
not.
Exactly.
And I'm just saying,
You have
as
to
a
make the
black woman,
concerted effort to want to change.
from my experience with a white female therapist, most of the time when they're hearing what I'm saying, she was worried about feeling bad for me, you know. So, but when I had a black female therapist, she's more so like,
Held
no,
you accountable.
this is what, yeah, like this is what you did, da 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 da. Whereas the other way around, it's just, I feel like they're trying to, obviously they're trying to respect what I'm saying. I don't know. We would have to talk to a white therapist. But I don't know. I just
She trying to
definitely feel
hold your
that.
hand when you need somebody to push you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me cry, but only for so long.
So Brittany, who raised you? Like, were you raised with both parents or just one parent or what?
So, single mother, my parents are divorced when I was young, but my father was always available. I have a room at both of their houses, and I could
Do
go to
you,
his house whenever.
do you think that made a difference in who you are?
Jesus, I'm
No,
sorry.
that wasn't. I wasn't being sarcastic. I'm just saying because she
No, I'm
possessed.
laughing at Black
Oh.
America with these questions, bro.
Oh yeah, he's crazy. I'm ignoring. He was a
I've
troll.
only recently looked up Lizzo. I've been hearing so much about her. I'm
So
out of touch,
let's
y'all.
throw that out there. I'm good with it. Women are never honest. They can't even say Lizzo is fat or ugly.
That is.
Yeah, I can.
I'm not gonna call anybody ugly. That's just mean.
I'm not going
But
to
if
say
someone
fat or
is
ugly, but if
overweight,
you ask me
Here's the
if she
thing.
look big, I'm going to
Let's say
say
this.
yeah.
You can't be honest with your girl and you gaslighting her to think she's prettier than she is. Then you're really lying to her and you're deceiving her as a friend.
I'm not gonna say.
I
I'm
don't
not
do
gonna
that.
say she's physically beautiful. Say maybe if they do, they have a beautiful
Look how she
spirit.
dancing around it.
But
she dancing around that shit.
I'm
like,
not gonna be
hot
mean.
potato.
But if they are overweight or obese, they are.
But see, the problem
Are
is,
you gonna tell them? No. Are you gonna tell them as Black Americans?
No.
No, they don't. Not with y'all gaslighting them like y'all do.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm out of touch. Wow.
No, I'll be telling my
Wow.
friends.
I know when I have a few extra pounds on me. So I can't speak for everybody else. That's crazy. They don't know that they're overweight.
no, it's not that they don't know. Women, no matter what they
Make
look
it
like,
acceptable.
Yeah, when you go around and I say, Alyssa, on a scale from 1 to 10, what are you? An 11? Brittany, on a scale from 1 to 10, what are you? Oh, I'm a 12. every woman is always more than a 10. So how can
I'm
you?
a superstar. I'm a
It's like
princess.
I'm
I'm this. I'm that.
Kevin Samuels. Y'all seen that?
They're never honest with themselves.
So it's difficult if they're not honest with them and you agree with them, like, yeah, girl, you look good. You are that.
Oh,
Black America, brother. Welcome to the
setting
internet.
them up for
man.
failure.
No, but that's what it is. That they, and then what happens is, and I don't want to say, and I know this sounds cruel, but they date outside of their yoke. So they have this expectation that I'm a 10, I should only be dating men here. And they are able to sexually get a man there, but those men are not.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. A man that might be out of her range, if he's desperate enough, he will sleep with any woman.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute he does cross that line and sleep with her, all of a sudden she feels like she's elevated in the sexual marketplace to where she rates that type of man all the time.
So take for instance, say I'm like, you know what? I get to sleep with Halle Berry. Halle Berry came to town. She got a little drunk. I took her out. I got with her. Now, and me, I'm gonna be like, I slept with Halle Berry, but I know that may not be my standard. That was just that encounter.
I got lucky.
Now, if I went and said I can't sleep with nobody unless they Halle Berry, that's where the delusion comes in. And that's what happens with women. They'll sleep with a man, and then all of a sudden that's the bar that they set, and not understanding that was just an exception.
Exactly. So now they're trapped in that ever-loving lie in their head that the guy didn't have beer goggles on, was a little desperate, and just wanted to dot something that night. Now she thinks that's what she rates every night. Unrealistic expectation. Based on a one night
being honest with themselves.
No, but it's the other women. How many girls you got that they saying it like, man, that dress look messed up. Girl, you looking good. Eyelashes that actually hit your forehead. Girl, that's some good long eyelashes on you.
I'm not that. I don't do that.
I don't wear eyelashes. I don't.
Well, I'm saying
So knowing the answer, Black America says, ask the question again. Would you tell Lizzo, with her unrealistic expectation, whether she's a superstar or not, that she's fat and possibly needs to have some work done?
Not if she didn't ask for my opinion.
Exactly. If Lizzo's my friend, well, if she's my friend, then she already knows that because I don't associate with a lot of people. So
are you factual with all your girlfriends? Are you going to tell them the truth?
Yes.
You hold them accountable to the
Yes, that's why I
degree.
don't have many.
She said they don't like me because I do tell them the truth.
That's why I don't have many.
Somebody saying Cap. Black America saying Cap.
But let's say this. Why is it that so let's just say what you're saying is correct. You don't have a lot of friends because you tell them the truth. What's that say about women?
They don't want to hear the truth.
That's sad. It's sad.
That y'all can't even keep a friend because you would be honest with her. That the woman would rather hear your lie than hear your honest opinion. So that's why they say, what is it? Women wear makeup because guys like beauty, and guys lie because women don't want to hear the truth. Y'all just proved to us the reason men lie.
Still shouldn't lie though. Still shouldn't lie.
Wow.
It's a wet lie?
It seems to be a cycle of just destruction.
Now, who can break that cycle?
Mothers.
Because wait, men are being blamed for it. Is it really men that's propagating the cycle?
For it?
I don't like pointing the
From
finger.
Dr. Umar down, they've been pointing the finger at black men are the reason why the black community is messed up.
I love Dr. Umar.
I don't know why. He's a historical revisionist, only to his own profit and his bottom line for his pocket.
Really?
When he opened up that
lies about
Frederick
history,
Douglass,
everything else.
that Frederick Douglass school.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's taken 11 years. I worked for corporate America. I worked in Fortune 100 companies. If it took me 10 years to complete a project, I would have been fired 5 times over.
Oh, well,
Get the hell out of here.
that
You
shows
can't
how
raise
much
enough
I
money to
know.
open up a school.
So if y'all can't hold them accountable, how can we do it? And how do we even get better?
Oh, I hold my friends accountable, but for people that don't, how do we get better?
I mean, I don't want to say we can't. I don't want to say that we can't.
It's going to come
That
down
seems
to
so
you two
hopeless.
ladies at the bottom of this screen. Y'all getting your collectives head together. Y'all having your own groups and your own podcasts, just like Danita Marie, Melly Monaco, Melanie King, and all the other ones. Y'all have to start putting that word out. We can't keep talking about it because every time we bring it up, we're being assholes.
But it would fall on deaf ears.
Yep, I believe in that
would.
too.
Like I said, that's why I don't have many friends.
Yeah.
To think about it, Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul, the Godfather, he got popular, but here's a lot of times he wouldn't judge the women. He would say to them,
judge yourself.
On a scale of 1 to 10, fresh face out the shower, how do you rank? And then they would say something like, I'm a 9. He says, okay, if I put you in a room with these models, with Kelly Rowland, I think you say, Beyonce,
yeah, Kelly Rowland,
whatever,
Beyonce, and all that,
and they were beside you, how many men would pick you over them? And they would still be like, oh, they picked me. And you're sitting there like,
I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on up here. I don't understand what's going on.
The delusion, the unrealistic expectation, and the delusion,
where did they get that from?
and the feminine mind is what's going on up there.
Wow.
Because now, look, feminism was about equality. Now it's become to a point where they're better than us. They don't need a man because they're stronger, they're faster, they're smarter, they're everything better than us. So why do you need a man? I can protect myself. But society has built itself up so that a woman can feel that way. Take society away, drop an EMP somewhere where electricity goes out. Look at what happened during the pandemic when everybody got shut down. Women were looking for boyfriends all over the place. They just couldn't do it by themselves.
Correct. I played these, and this is how the expectation has changed so much. I'm gonna play 2 videos. Give me one moment. And where is this one at? This is desktop cam. Desktop. And y'all might have seen this before, but we're gonna see if we can go there. This is the expectation.
Black, own a moving company.
So how much do you make a year?
About 75 to 95, depending. That's how it works.
Pop my balloon because
don't do it. Don't.
I just feel like that's not enough for me. But I feel like everything else was good,
Okay, 75 to 95,000 a year is not good enough.
I thought it was gonna be like 100,000 and more because he owns his own company, right?
So it fluctuates. I've been owning my own business for about 3 years. It's been 110, and then it's been 95, and it's also been 75. So, it fluctuates.
That's what we up against, and I'm going to show you another one just to think, so you can understand how the thought process is that men have to go through, and what men.
I'll say too. I know you asked me about my parents, and I believe that did have a big part. But also, I'm the youngest, and I have big brothers, so they were cut dry with me as well. So that plays a big part, and male cousins and stuff like that too. So.
You had a strong male presence around you regardless.
Yes.
Here go one more, and I want your opinion on this, because this is what men have to go through. Y'all say y'all want a good one.
And people probably, if they heard the way that my brother used to talk to me or whatever like that, they'd be like, oh my goodness. But no, like, we just honest
and to go up
here.
on that, no, what goes up on that is from a time a boy is little, our skin done hardened. Because they don't say, oh man, look at your jeans, look at your pants, you got this, your hair and that. Every boy is capping on this other boy, and he has to grow this deep skin. When he doesn't have it, every girl has rejected it. You think I would date you? You do this. So by the time we up there, we've already heard the truth 1,000,000 times.
Wait a minute. That was our generation. The generations now have been coddled by their mothers while they raised strong women.
Yeah.
And protected.
Safe space.
So they didn't get to grow up with all that hardening of the skin.
So I want your opinion on this because we got some females here. Give me your opinion.
All right.
Dimitri, you don't stand a chance. Because
what's a broke to you? What is defined broke?
you make less than double what I.
So she said you make less than double
They
what I make.
sound like prostitutes.
What in the world? What does she make?
You don't know this about your community? These are women.
No.
And black women at that.
Oh yeah, hold up now. I'm gonna play one more. This was from our stream on Friday. I'm gonna play one more because what y'all thinking is these some poor black women. These poor black women who just wants this.
Okay, I'm just not realizing what she said too. You're broke if you make less than double
what she
I
makes.
make. Dang.
What does that make her?
Run, brother, run.
That makes her super duper broke.
And so let me add, I'm going to preference this. If I took you out for 2 months, I took you to dinner, I paid everything. That's what I want you to think in mind. We done dated for like 4 or 5 months. We went on some vacations. We done went to dinner. We done did all this. I done bought you gifts. I did this for 6 months. That is the preference. And now I want you to listen to this. And this is your girl. This was one of your girls.
By whatever all of this is, that just sees you for you. I went on a date and I was really excited, very excited about it. We had gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. He wanted to have a private conversation. Okay, sure. What is it? Do you think you could lend me $4,000? And I'm like, oh God.
He jumped out with 4,000 out the gate, though?
I know. It's so
funny.
funny.
He didn't test the water?
You know what Oprah said? Oprah said, God, I would have felt better if he had said $40,000.
Yeah, because 4,000 ain't shit.
Here you go. Get out of here.
I don't carry cash yet.
He just asked you to cash app him now.
Huh?
You just could have cashed apped him now.
I know, guys, but I was so crushed because here's somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. And Oprah goes, oh God, this is just getting worse. And I said, okay. And he said, this was Sunday. And he said, I promise I'll pay you back by Thursday. I promise I'll pay you Thursday. Okay. But I wrote it because I thought it had to be very difficult for him to ask me. And so I wrote it, and I just figured that would be that. That would be that. And he did pay me back on Thursday, but I didn't feel the same. I didn't feel the same. I didn't feel the same. But he did, to his credit, pay me back on Thursday. But it just changed the relationship for me. It changed the relationship.
I want you to think about that. He took her out.
Yeah, for me, I know she said it was for child support. For me, I'm not gonna be talking to a man with a child. I want my first child to be his child. But yeah. I like what she did, give him the 4,000, but I understand. But okay, so thinking with her mindset, I wonder why she didn't feel the same afterwards. Like I get it, like he's probably irresponsible financially, so I can see where she's coming from with that, like why that would probably turn her off.
Why would you say that?
Because of the furniture thing and then the child support. Like how did you get behind on child support? You making 6 figures, so
Here's the deal. A man in that same given situation would do what?
If it was a woman.
She would get the money and would never even offer to pay him back.
Yep. And he would still stay with her.
And he would still stay with her.
And remember, he got it on a Sunday. So really, he ain't really get it till Monday. So he just had it like 3 days.
And gave it right back to her. No big deal.
Gave it right back. When he
money
said
gets tied up in deals. When you function in a business, sometimes money can be tied up in deals or whatnot. No understanding whatsoever in that respect. But yet and still flip that story around. A woman will look at you like you're an asshole for not giving her the money, and you're the man, which you should just give it to her anyway. And it wouldn't be a borrow situation. It would be she claimed the 4,000, would never pay you back, especially within that short period of time.
And listen to what else she said. She said, I know he needed it because, I mean, it took him something to ask me that.
So
oh
she
yeah,
understood
yeah, that part.
So she
Yeah.
already knew that. So if he's going there like, man, I'm in this situation, I need it. Women, I mean, this is what I say. There's this double standard, because it would be no problem for this woman to say, I need a Birkin bag, I need this, and she negated the months that they dated, and he done paid for dinner, he done paid for all of it. It was never, oh, let me get half, let me do this. She negated that entire thing, and broke up with him for that one aspect because I didn't respect.
Okay, so I didn't know all of that.
Oh,
Like,
they have been dating for a while.
Yeah, she said 2 months.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
So all the dinners and all the money he's probably spent on her because she's wealthy. So it's not like he's taking her out to no simple dinners.
Okay.
They doing some things for her to even give him the time of day. Think about it. Y'all just don't give your time of day to somebody who's broke.
Yeah, because she was saying she was really excited, and I thought it was like a first or second date or something.
No, it's been going. It was 2 months.
So do you see where now this takes us all the way back to what we initially talked about? How when Maya was here, she's like, I'm not helping no man out. I ain't building no man. Now, women shit test men all the time. Sure, y'all will put us through some shit tests, y'all, just to see how we gonna man up, how we gonna be in a situation.
I don't. That's childish.
No, I'm just saying, but it happens. What
Yeah,
if he shit
I get
tested
you.
her?
Yeah.
What if he was shit testing her to just say, man, if I was down on my luck, if I needed you, would you really be there?
Yeah.
Because most men won't find out until it's too late.
Exactly. Because we don't shit test women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Women shit test us
multiple times.
So y'all think that's fair? Do y'all see?
I feel you on that. Now that I've thought about it, it's her, it's Gail. So that 4,000, I don't know her
Which is
salary, but
nothing.
that was probably
That's
nothing.
pocket change to her.
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm saying.
Oprah
So that was
said as
probably
a
nothing
joke.
to her.
Oprah said it
Yeah.
as a joke. I would have felt better if he asked for more. 40,000.
Yeah. So
4,000 is nothing.
Yeah.
That's like a nice night out for them. Really,
Oh,
if you think
okay.
about it.
Okay. See, 4,000 for me. That's why I'm like, what?
For us, in our perception, but 4,000 to her as being a
So,
multimillionaire
yeah,
is nothing.
Somebody asked you for $4.
Yeah,
let's put it like
that's the equivalent.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And she was insulted.
Yeah, but I'm saying it wouldn't even mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
And he pay you back the $4. See,
or 40 or 400. You know, yeah, here.
See how the
So
difference.
now that you equate it to that, where it's a little bit of money, it's not that big, but to us, hearing 4,000, you think it was a lot. For her, it's like $4 or $5. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
It's like saying somebody help. Hey, you pay the parking tab at a parking lot. So what?
Yeah. Yeah.
No big deal. You paid everything else. I'll pay the parking.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Ronin,
Cool.
I wish I had the clip where this lady, look, the guy. So they arrive at the restaurant almost at the same time. She goes to valet park. He doesn't. He parks like in a lot. He brings flowers. He pays for the dinner. He pays for all of that. Dessert. She says she had a great time. He walked with her to the valet with her flowers and everything in hand. You know why she didn't call him?
He didn't pay for the valet.
That's insane.
It didn't matter that he didn't pay for everything.
That is insane.
Wow. This is y'all's community.
That's insane.
We can't speak to that. Y'all got to speak to that.
That's insane. And honestly, I probably have to square up with a female if she told me that. Like, girl, yeah, I left him because he ain't paid the ballet. I'd be like, excuse me. You said what? What's his phone? Give me his phone number. Since you don't want him.
There's a lot of good men out there that just got thrown by the wayside for
Since you
stupid
don't
ass
want him.
shit.
Right? Wow.
Wow.
So when y'all see it, and this is what I want y'all to realize when y'all hear, or when you, like Brittany, when you go to them shows and you hear this guy wants to go overseas, I want you to hear all of these stories that are in their mind. They're like, man, I helped somebody out. I didn't get anything in return. When I ask a woman what she brings to the table, she says, I am the table. It's like and I keep saying, we didn't change. Where did you guys left us? We didn't leave you.
Wow. We're still providers. We want to be with our women. Y'all chose against us and continue to do it. Not you two, but the majority.
Well, I don't think they choosing anybody outside their race. I think a lot of them, from what I'm hearing, just end up being a single mom. So
I don't think they have any options outside of black men.
Black America is
that's what
like
I'm saying.
just
So that's what I'm saying.
befuddled.
They don't go nowhere.
Wait,
They just end up, most of them
Black
are single
America is
moms.
befuddled by you two. He goes, "How are these two women so far out the loop? How are you two ladies so far out the loop?"
Listen,
I don't be on social
I
media.
am. Look, same to say. I'm just now starting to get back on social media. I cut it off years ago. My baby was little because I was doing too much. So I cut it off and it's focused on my family. And I'm just now getting back into it. I don't follow all that.
Do you believe that, Black America?
Stuff.
Are they capping? You think they're that far out of touch?
Give me a quiz, Black America.
I'm gonna say this. All right, so let's just go with your guys are out of touch. So how is your experience with the men today? So you go out, so you guys are like in the leftists. So what is your experience with men?
I have very little personally. I have very little. I stay at home. I had within the last couple of months, I had a guy approach me at Walmart. And he was nice. Mm-hmm. He was nice, but I'm going through a divorce and I can't do anything right now either anyway, because I'm still legally married. But that's the only experience I've really had. It's been
Wait, that's a truth. That's a tell right there that she's so far out the loop. You don't know women are dating even though they're married.
I haven't.
You don't know women are dating way before the divorce is even filed and signed or any of that. The minute the man walks out the house, they got some other dude that was in her phone, back at the house.
That's not me. That is incredibly disrespectful. Yeah, so I haven't had those experiences.
They're saying you got coochie cobwebs.
I don't need to be out there like that.
I'm not. Hey, I'm just repeating what the chat said. I'm not saying it.
I notice.
I don't think you need a man to validate you.
I understand. But I notice getting back in social media, I notice a lot of women have very poor sexual discipline. Mm-hmm. And it seems like they can't control themselves, and it's really sad. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't have a hobby, or what's going on? You have to be with someone every other day. You have nothing else going on in your life in which you can satisfy yourself or find fulfillment other than
the panel is open, Black America. The link is at the top of the chat in my room. So you're in my room.
Come on down.
But before
come on down, Black America. You are the next contestant on the panel.
You are the strongest link.
Yeah, I want to make sure Brittany answers it. So you're like outside of that loop, but how is your dating experience? Because how is your dating?
You're younger, so yeah, opportunities might be a little bit.
I'm so curious, Brittany.
I haven't dated in a long time, just because I've been working on myself.
Months, years. What? Can we break that down a little bit?
Wow, years, like over 3 years.
All right, I'm gonna ask this question with which you do not have to answer. All right, just because you haven't dated, have you been getting some?
Yeah.
So, why? What is that? I mean, not what is that? Meaning, you're out there, maybe you're just not committed. So why give the cookies away without I don't know, the milk cow, something, whatever that saying go.
Well, most recently I haven't been, but in the past it was just like she was saying, like well, she didn't say it, but
and we're not judging you here. This is just more of a question.
I get it. Honestly, it's just feeling, I guess it's like wanting to feel socially accepted, even though nobody's asking you all the time, like, hey, when's the last time you had sex, Brittany? But I feel like somebody would be checking, like, hey, are you sexually active? If you're not, you're going to be in trouble. Something like that. So, like, when's the last time you had sex? If it's not the last 6 months, we're going to arrest you.
I've
so
heard
kind of like that. Yeah.
I've heard that too, where people are saying, well, I haven't had sex this week, something's wrong. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and even heard on another podcast that I frequent, she was like, 2 months is a long time without sex. And I'm like, I be going like 8 months thinking that's a long time. You know what I mean? So I don't be just dishing it out. But when I
For
do,
me, oh, go ahead.
what
I
were you
don't
saying?
mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, sweetie.
She was on a roll. Yeah, she said when I do and stopped.
When I do, it's just it's just that hookup culture mindset. It's just somebody that I met that, you know, it's no strings attached and a few times here and there, and that's it.
So do you think that you are emotionally protecting yourself? Meaning it's easy to be with someone because you don't have to be emotionally involved. So it's like, I'm not getting hurt. I'm not putting something into it. I can function and get this satisfaction without.
Yes,
Okay. That's
I
fair.
admit that, but that's very immature. I'll admit that as well. I don't like that at all.
But what happens when you get that good? You know, because women get that good, and all of a sudden that one night stand become like, damn, I need that.
No, I'm a lack of a better word. I be saying I'm a thug. I'm cool.
Oh, you
I'm still gonna be like, that's how I'm cool. I know you was trying to put your best move on me, baby, but I'm cool over here.
Wow.
Well, I'm not. That is a very that is very special to me. That connection is so precious to me, and that's not for everyone. And if I'm getting the good or giving the cookies, it's going to be with someone I'm going to be with for a very long time. So
oh
yeah.
shit. You're gonna make me ask this question.
Ask.
That means you've only been with your husband.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
damn.
And it's been 3 years, over 3 years.
I'm not mad at you. That's how it should have been. There's nothing wrong with that.
I can only speak for myself, but being with a lot of people, that's gross to me. That's gross.
As it should be, really.
I have a question for Brittany.
Because your energies exchange, you know, and
they don't understand that either.
You're always connected to that person that you were with. You always connected. So, and I don't want everyone's energy in me and messing up my pH balance. So, no, I'm good.
So,
I'll
Brittany,
wait for my next husband.
I always have this question for women.
Black America, are you coming up or not?
I don't know.
You asked.
I think he's in the back. Give me 1 second, Black America. Let me ask Brittany this. Brittany, I have this one question, and I'm always curious because when I was younger, I was that cleanup man. I was a side guy. By choice, that was much easier to be the side dude. Do you, and the reason I preference that is, I have been with chicks where I could, that we was not going to be in a relationship, and I got to do things to them that their boyfriend could never do to them. And I could have sex with them on the first night where they meet somebody they really like and they don't. So my question is, why is it that a woman will give it to a person like me who's only looking for sex quickly, but they make the guy they really like wait?
Boom.
Because for the guy that I really like, I'm gonna be emotionally invested. Like once we have sex, I'm your wife in my head. But with this other guy, it's not that way.
So let's put it like this. Every girlfriend that I dated, I took to a steak restaurant because I didn't like them. When I date you, I took you to McDonald's because I really like you.
And I want to test to see if you like me because of the place I took you versus.
That's how
That's
a man
fine.
looks
You can look on my old Facebook post. I used to be like, bring me a $5 box from Popeyes.
But what I'm saying is,
but I get what you're saying.
What if we treat the girl, the whore, like a woman, and we treat our woman like the whore, meaning we don't spend any money on you, but we're willing to spend all the money on a person we don't like, because I think women can equate it more to money. So we buy them the good presents and all of the nice vacations. You get to go on a road trip
because we're testing you.
That's great. That's a great
like
question.
I said, that's an immature way for me to have thought. Like I said, I don't do that anymore. But
why? You said just because of the emotional investment?
Yeah, but also I just I guess you would say I was lost. I just, for me, I was in survival mode. Like I said, I've been honest about having to go to therapy and, childhood trauma, all that kind of stuff, promiscuity, all those things. So you learn better, you do better.
I agree.
Yep.
Facts.
And there's a lot of people who are beyond your age that still haven't learned. They're still making the same mistakes over. So that's to be applauded. I'm gonna bring up Black America, and I'm only gonna stay on here for about 20 more minutes because we got Black Man Travels. I don't want to butt up against his live that's gonna happen. Black America, how you doing today?
Hey.
Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at in the country. Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Well, how are you? How are you? How are you?
All right. I come up here because so I'm a truck driver, right? And I consume a lot of YouTube, okay? Because, I work 70 to 100 hours a week. I'm on the road all the time. And
are you my ex? Are you my ex? Black America.
I don't know. Do you know what the Piggly Wiggly is? So if your husband is a truck driver, let me explain something to you. And I did want to say something to you. It may not sound right? But if you're leaving him for cheating, let's say, for you at this age, it's not a good reason to leave. And I'm gonna explain to you why.
Please do.
I'm 50. I don't. How old are you two gentlemen? If you could.
I'm 56.
I'm the same age as you.
Okay, he's 56, and the other brother is a.
Oh, you broke up, dear.
You're popping and locking there, Black America. I don't know if you're on the road or not. He just dropped off.
Oh, no.
Let's see if he comes back.
Okay.
I hope he meant Piggly Wiggly, the grocery store.
That's what I'm thinking. Is that some kind of code?
Oh,
I don't know.
If that was code or what?
Look, I don't know.
It could be.
That's what I thought. The
Sound
store.
like some freaky shit. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? Sucking toes? I mean, what's Piggly Wiggly?
He's back up here.
Y'all silly.
Black America, we need you to clarify something. Were you talking about the grocery store when you said Piggly Wiggly? And you're on mute.
You're on mute.
I'm sorry. I had a phone call come through. I'm sorry about that. So I blanked out for a few seconds. So the problem is.
Wait, hold up. We need to find out. When you were off, we were trying to find out what Piggly Wiggly was. Was that the grocery store?
The Piggly Wiggly. You remember that movie with Chevy Chase when we was young? You remember that movie? Family Vacation, or what was that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Where they went to eat. It was like Chuck E. Cheese. Well, you're too young to remember. It's only for us older guys. It's only for us 70s babies.
Okay. Go ahead with your comment.
So Mr. 56-year-old and Mr. 50-year-old, once you leave your husband, I don't know how old he is, but it's only guys like us that are going to date you, possibly, right? Maybe the 56-year-old more so than the 50-year-old. Me personally, at 50, I would not date you. You're too old, right? So if you have a decent man who has had some indiscretions, yes, that is bad, but it does not mean that man doesn't love you. And that's why I got kind of upset with you, brother in the red shirt, because you act like just because he done freed Willie somewhere, that he actually did something that was so demonstrative to her and inconceivable. He's making money. Right.
Well, hold up, Black America. I don't think that she ever gave the reason why.
Yeah, let him talk. Let him talk.
No. I said if it was cheating. Like I said, what I said in the chat was, if he is not kicking your ass, there is no reason for you to leave. I'm sorry, because there is nothing for you out here in these streets. I promise you, you're going to run across a bunch of Negroes like me, and you definitely don't want that. Nobody is ever going to love you as much as your husband.
So let me ask you, Alicia. So I'll ask you, did you leave him or did he leave you?
He left me.
Did you want to fight for your relationship with him?
Of course. I don't believe in divorce. I don't. We have a daughter together.
So even with indiscretion, you would have been interested. You would have looked past the indiscretion if you were willing to work. If he was willing to work it out.
Y'all have no idea how many times I tried to get us to go to therapy together, and he's one of those, ain't nothing wrong with me.
So,
and it got to the point where he was flaunting his issues in front of me and our child.
Okay, so I'm let me explain something to you, and I'm going to say it because I counsel a lot of men, right, that are going through divorce and in that same type of thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. You think it's something that you were not doing, whether it was you don't swallow or you don't do the back door. It's something that
I'm sure.
Now he could just be a dog. He could just be a dog, right? Because most men got a little dog in us. Not all men, right? But most men got a little dog in us. And it could be something simply as you're not, because he said something. There was something said. There was something done. There was something said. There's always signs, right? And like I said, I'm not riding down on you because he could just be a straight butthead. He could be a butthead. I got a brother that's a butthead. I got 3 women. My brother got 10 women. And if they show up to his house, he makes them stand outside. It's 110 in Vegas right now. Like, you can't have people standing outside, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you won't give them a bottle of water or nothing. Did you call before you come over here? Like I'm talking about sick things. So it was something said, it was something done, and either it was indirectly and you may not have picked up the cues, or he could have just been a jerk. But I implore you, there are certain things you have to start looking for a different type of man. And I'm talking about as far as age range and stuff like that, because there's nothing for you out here with us bums and us hold out.
I appreciate your honesty.
What if he started, as my mother would say, what if he started smelling himself? Maybe if y'all from the South, y'all know.
So my grandma said,
well, you're 50, I'm 50, the other man is 56. Sir, the older we get, the more money we make. When I was 21, I made a lot of money, right? Because I was in the streets, right? But when I came home, because I was one of those street dudes that went to prison and all of that. Now I'm a truck driver, and I've always had good jobs. I worked on the railroad. I was a firefighter, things of that nature. Now I'm a truck driver. And the older you get, the more money you're going to make. All men are going to go through that same progression in life. We're not all going to work at Kmart forever. You know what I mean? And if we are working at Kmart, one day we're going to end up the manager. So yes, you're going to smell yourself the older you get. And I'm sorry if, I don't know if either one of you married, but if you had your mistress and your wife and holding them over a cliff, 9 times out of 10, you're always going to drop your mistress. They mean nothing to you over your wife, but it is something that your wife's not doing.
You're not listening. He left. And so I'm going to push back on you, because if you was a female saying, I started off as a cashier, now I'm the CEO and I don't need you, we would say that she's wrong. So I can't have you come on here and say a guy who started off with a woman when she didn't have anything, he built himself up, and now all of a sudden he has some money. He think he too good for the woman he married. You know, if she was there and she helped build you, you stay there and roll with it. You don't think you're too good to leave. That's not a man. A man doesn't do that. A man says, you was here with me when I didn't have anything. And if he at that time said, hey, baby, I made some money. What if I went broke? And she says, I don't care where we at. We're going to sleep under the bridge together because we're going to do it.
Because I don't.
Yeah, because we're going to do it together. She would be willing to stick by him. So I say you cannot say that that's a good man. because he made it and he feels he's too good. Because it would be the same if you was a woman and said, we would talk about women all day, that you got some money and you left and you did this. We would call her every name in the book. So I got to hold us men accountable for the same thing. You get a woman, and you got a woman who was pure. She was a virgin when she got married.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Well, I mean, you know, close
No, it
to.
wasn't.
I hope. Oh, well, maybe not. Let me not get
No,
your
it
ass out there.
See, bodies.
But that don't mean she had a whole bunch of bodies. But that don't. What I'm saying is, it's still.
Let me explain this part to you.
All right.
Let me explain this part to you. For the most part, I'm sure that you have a circle of men that you know. I have a circle of men, and the other gentleman has a circle of men. We as men, when we make more money, we bring it into the house, correct?
Yes.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
When women get their money, sir, do they bring it into the house or do they spend it on aggrandizing themselves?
I don't know what women you deal with.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, hold up, brother. And
don't do that.
Hold up.
For the most part.
No, brother. I'm married. My wife has
me too.
Hold up. My wife has never even seen her paycheck. Her paycheck goes directly to my bank account. She's never seen a bill. She never seen nothing. And when I said that, people were like, "That's crazy. You control it." No, because it's our money, and all of that money goes into my account because we do. So it doesn't matter. When I met her, she came. My wife is foreign. She came here with no job. Her first job was
there you go.
Hold up. Her first job was making $12 an hour. Now she's at $60 an hour, and ain't nothing changed between that. The money ain't went nowhere else, but still in the same place. So you can't. Not all women. The more money they make, the more money they spend.
Okay, that's not true. I have only my women are black, right? So there's a huge difference in between black women and women who are not black. And
I gotta push back on that. Both of my wives were black, and I controlled everything in the house. My wives stayed at home. They took care of the kids. That was their responsibility, was the home, making sure food was cooked, the clothes and the house was taken care of, and that I was, taken care of as far as my piece. I made sure that, because at the end of the day, I didn't want anybody else's ethics to raise my children. I wanted our ethics to raise my children. So I made sure I wanted my wife to be at home. Matter of fact, I had a wife that tried to work. And the minute she tried to work, she saw how much money she made. And I said, we just put 3 kids in childcare, and it costs them $1,700 to cover them in childcare, and you barely make $1,500. So what is the point of you working when all you're doing is paying your money out, and we're losing money when you could be educating our kids and being at home? Make that make sense.
Okay.
So she understood that her role was
logical.
to be in the home. Right.
That's logical.
Right.
Now, brother, I'm saying, since it seems like you guys are kind of out of the loop also, because I don't know how long once again, you're married, you've been married a long time. I've been knowing my woman since I was 17, and I'm 50 now, and we still here. She right there in the kitchen cooking, right?
Rock until the wheels fall off. Yeah,
but she still allowed me to do whatever I want to do. So I got a couple of side pieces too, because some women dry up. Okay, like she was like, we got kids. You need to go have some more kids. She is my ride or die, right? Okay.
But that's an understanding that both of you guys had, though. You have to say that. A lot of women aren't understanding to that, but you have one that understands and acknowledges her shortcomings and allows you to continue to fly. So she's supporting you in that.
And I'll tell you this: my wife is Latino, and they come from a machismo place. And I'll ask her, I said, "Well, did the men over there cheat?" She's like, "Oh, they cheat all the time." But what they don't do is they don't put it in their wife's face. They don't put nothing out there. Everything is, when they do it, it's under discretion. And it's like, if you see me with my wife, you know that she's number one. Don't come over here and talk. And that's what we don't do.
Right.
We make our whore. We treat our whore better than we treat our wife. That's what
now that's bad. But he said his wife. So are you married now today?
No, I've been divorced since 2016. First marriage was 7.5 years. Second marriage was 9.5 years.
Okay, so are you dating these women out here today, sir? Do you think one of these women that you're dating out here today is just going to let you partake in some of her money?
The
I mean,
women
it's
I
just
dated,
a question.
no. The women I've dated, I've always covered everything. That's just who I am.
Exactly.
But
Me
the
too.
woman I'm gonna decide to marry, and the one I'm actually courting right now, very traditional, Catholic family,
Okay,
very devout, and she will be in the same rules. Yeah,
I understand that.
yeah,
But once again, if it's a black woman now in today's times, and we can ask maybe Brittany, Miss Alicia, she might be a little different, but we can ask Brittany. Brittany, do you pay for men's dates whenever you go out?
Do I pay for the date?
Yeah.
No, but if you asked me to, I would.
So no, but you never have though, right?
I leave the tip, but no.
Okay.
no,
So so
that's actually really
that's what.
good. I'm shocked.
Huh?
I'm shocked. That's actually outstanding. You even willing to pay the tip?
Right, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So what you're saying is it doesn't count because they're not willing to pay for it or anything. You know what I mean? So why even like go through that if they're not willing to pay for it?
You kind of lost me. What you mean they're not willing to pay for what?
In your mind's eye, what do you expect outside of what your situation is? What are you expecting the general woman in this era?
No. What I'm talking about, let's say
so we
your truck.
understand better. Yeah.
Right. So let's say your truck breaks down. You be like, yo, I need some money for this.
Right.
I'm just like the thing that we was looking at with her talking about the 4,000. Right. Oh, I need some money for this for a couple of days. You've been working and you ain't been paying shit into it. Like so, oh no, I can't give you no money. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter if they pay, the money that they make is not going over to your side.
You talking about a woman you dating or a woman you married to?
Any kind of woman.
I just don't see that. I
that
mean,
wasn't my experience, but I understand where you're coming from, Black.
I do too.
And that's why I said that you don't count. You see what I mean when I said you don't count? That's why I said that you don't count.
Right, and there's always exceptions. There's always exceptions and outliers to the rule, and I understand what you're saying when you're making your point here. You know, the majority of women,
right? Yeah,
are not supportive of their men. I don't care if they're downtrodden or not, and the man has been riding or dying with them for however many years, has been supporting them in their own businesses. They become successful and forget all about the support. And when a man needs a little bit of help, not only are they demeaning, not only are they demeaning, but they're going to tell you no and laugh at you in your face.
But here's the thing, that's not something new. Like if I went to war and I went and killed all these people in the city, and that woman, a single woman, I killed her husband, what you think she's gonna do? Hate me, or she gonna come with me? That's been going on since the beginning of time. They ravage a village and take all the women.
Right.
And
since the beginning of time, the women would come along with you and fall under everything you want them to do. Exactly. That's all. Genghis Khan is related to 1 in every 6 person on the planet because of that. Yeah. You see what I mean? So all of the women, I don't care what you want to do. We finna get it in right now. But now women today, they have so many laws and they have room to do whatever they want to do. Their money, you're fortunate, sir. Your wife, it goes into one pot. I dig that. But most women, they don't pay for dinner. They don't pay. My wife ain't never paid a car note. She ain't never paid a house note. All this shit is paid for. You know what I mean? And
so where's her money go to? Where's her money?
I don't fucking know. I've never seen it.
Oh, brother, then that's your problem, man. You should have established that from the get-go.
It's not my problem, and here's why I'm gonna tell you why. Because she can't ask me a goddamn thing. You see what I mean? She can't ask me a damn thing.
I get it. That's part of your arrangement.
Right.
That's an understanding. And if you get an understanding where somebody say, okay, well, the money I make is mine. You do whatever the hell you want with yours. As long as the bills are paid in the house, I'm good. And that's kind of the way it is. Yeah. So you guys have an understanding. And I've had understandings with women that I dated like that as well. But the ones I marry, absolutely not. That's not going to be the deal. You know, it's a different process. I dig it. But again, you carried that through a marriage, and it's lasted so long, so that actually works for you guys. You know, that successful marriages come in all shapes, sizes, and formats.
Right.
You know, the only person that dictates
will not work for somebody else.
No matter whatever dictates a marriage is not just based off of that piece of paper and what religion says. It could be a whole bunch of things.
But you know when it
100%.
might stop working is if you get sick, you get old, or you lose your job. And it don't work no more.
Yeah. It 100%. That's it. Believe me, that's why she could never ask me a goddamn thing. Because it's, you know, as men, we have ups and downs through life. And as soon as something bad happened, boom, out the door. Okay. But what they don't understand is men who have drive and grit and determination, they're always going to come back and they're always going to land on their feet. You know, only bum brothers stays as bums. Men who, and then, you know, I gotta come back home. I need to, you know, can I come do this or can I come do that? I need a couple of bucks for this, you know, with the tail tucked between their legs. It's happened. Like I said, I've had lots of girlfriends that do things like that. So I understand 100% what you're saying.
And those women have become selfish, man. They're not looking out for your best interest.
Most women are selfish, bro. I'm gonna ask you something. Father's Day, you have children?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're never gonna get it because it's a mother's love, man. We always gonna get them socks.
Exactly. Father's Day, Christmas, birthdays, New Year's, men get socks. We get socks and some bullshit t-shirts, bro. And
I be going all out for my daddy.
For your daddy?
Yes, for my dad. I go all out for my dad. And on Valentine's Day.
I'm talking about for your man. Your dad, listen, you're grown. You shouldn't even be talking to your dad. You should be deferring to your husband right now.
Let me ask you,
when she's not married,
when
she's not married, she should still be under the covering of her father.
I know, but you know, it's times you know, the fledgling bird does get pushed out of the daggone nest. You know, they can't stay in the nest forever, brother. Because I'll tell you, I got a bunch of kids. I got 7 daughters around this joint. You think I even got a damn 6-year-old in here right now. And I told you, my wife had a hysterectomy in 2010. I got a 6-year-old in the house right now. Wow. You think I want these kids to stay in here forever? They need to get their ass out, bro. Let me ask
you a question.
Go ahead.
You see, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. You at a crosswalk. You see an old lady crossing the street with these bag of groceries. You know, she's struggling. Do you help her?
I do not.
You don't help the old lady?
Not if she is not in my circle. I do not.
Well, most men would say they would.
I know, but most men are lying.
And I would ask the same question. You've seen a man that's strong carrying a little tiny bag, would you help him? And your answer, most people would say no. To go back to your Father's Day thing is, the reason that most women get things is because the person who always seems like they're in need or help, we always help them. The person who is strong, they rarely get the help. That's just how it is. So women are always viewed as the weaker sex, the more vulnerable sex, the more loving and emotional sex. And those are the people that we give to and take care of. Where a man, he doesn't get that. That's why we get the socks and they get all the flowers and things.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question? Let's say Let's say, and this is real life. Men who get divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, the other brother's been divorced. We go through a depression. We got brothers that lose weight. We got brothers that take themselves out of here.
Yep.
What percentage of women are doing that exact same thing versus the men that are doing that exact same thing when you get a divorce?
They're not, because there's social systems put in place for women to rely upon once they get in a divorce. Even if the man is supporting them, they still get additional help from the system. There is nothing really largely available for men because they already expect men to be able to get up on their own and still keep on trucking no matter if they suffer a loss or not.
That's right. Exactly right. Once again, I'm in a circle of Christian men who go through these things and, going through divorces and, losing their wives and things like that. Bro, these men are hurting because they've been getting socks for 22 goddamn years, right? They've been getting socks for 22 years. Now their wife leaves and taking half of a firefighter's pension, right? They're taking the house. The men that are married are buying one pair of shoes every year. You got to realize that 1 or 2 pairs of shoes every year these men are buying. I'm not saying you're being soft on the women, but you don't have a woman like these women are. You are very lucky that you have your foreign woman and you don't have one of these American women that most of us American men deal with.
Well, my mom was an American woman, and my dad didn't deal with that.
You 50 years old. My mom and dad was that old too. So you can't compare our generation to what happened then. We didn't have sexy red when we was growing up, bro.
So is it these modern women that have changed the landscape? Is that what you're saying?
They have dramatically changed what is right and what is going on. Because us as men, we're going to do anything for vagina. The Trojan War was started over a piece of vagina. Everything. Cleopatra, they say, had one of the baddest tongue games in history. Okay, you can look it up. Like she was deep throating way back then. Like men do things for vagina only, bro. We go to the gym and play football in high school. Why? So we can get the vagina from a girl. That's why we do those things. Else we would have been in school learning instead of fucking off with our friends. As a D-boy, I was selling weed and everything else under the sun so that I could not only have the things I needed for my family, but I was doing it for vagina too. I ain't gonna lie. I had a lot of vaginas. You know what I mean? Vaginas lined up. It was good.
I go with the whole Chris Rock theme of things. And what did he say? I would rather you never get money by chasing girls, but you always get girls by chasing money. So I didn't chase the JJ. I chased the green dollar because I knew that the green dollar would bring them all. And the more money that I could make, the more subservient or I could be more selective and get what I wanted. So I didn't want to chase the JJ. The JJ is what mess you up. You got to have dick discipline, my brother. That's what messes us up. We don't have dick discipline. We out fucking everybody and we think that that's cool. Then we have these kids out here who got no daddies and we leaving these women out here. We don't have the dick discipline. And that's what messes us all up. That's why Puffy and the reason he is. That's why my man Kanye and his problem. That's why Nick Cannon having his situation. Future having his, because they don't have dick discipline. Once you get to a certain stage, you got to understand that it's more powerful not to fuck than it is to fuck. And I even said this on the lead attorney. I said, the more money I got, the less sex I had. Why? Because I couldn't fuck with everybody. I couldn't do that. I had too much to lose, too much to risk, and I couldn't be with them same kind of chicks. I had to be with somebody who had just as much to lose as I did. That's when you get with a chick who don't have nothing. She don't care that she take everything from you. So you got to practice dick discipline, my brother.
Man, once again, these once, like I say, I deal with a lot of firefighters, people who are civil servants, right? And these people married for a long time, even if it's over 10 years, 12 years, it seems like that's when the lady is starting to cut, between 12 and 18 years. Bro, it don't have nothing to do with discipline. But
was he fucking around on her? I mean, for them 12 years, was he couldn't keep his dick in his pants?
So I'm gonna give you a true story, okay?
All right.
This young brother, he's 38. He's getting a divorce right now. Right now, today. He just went to court last week for the child support hearing. His wife didn't cook. His wife didn't clean. They would have sex maybe once a year.
Hell no.
He went to now, and this is a firefighter, okay? Okay, and we know he's 30, in his mid 30s, so he's not all fat and sloppy. His body is calendar ready, ladies. Okay, go get y'all black firefighter calendar. You're gonna see the Negro on there. Okay.
So my question before you go further was, before they got married, was she cooking? Was she cleaning? Was she doing all of those things? Because most likely he married somebody who looked good, who was his trophy girl.
300 pounds. She always been a porker.
300 pounds.
So hold on.
Bro,
and she didn't cook?
She didn't cook. She always ate out. Bro, you didn't let me finish, my brother.
Why would he marry a chick that didn't cook?
Because he's got mental issues. I can tell you.
No,
that, right?
because he was 19, they was fucking, and she got pregnant. So he did the honorable thing.
We go back to the same thing. Dick discipline. If he would have been chasing money instead of vagina, he would.
There has never been a time in history that men has observed dick discipline. Point me to a time in history, in the history of man, where men have observed dick discipline.
Black America, I can understand where you're coming from. And this is the problem with some of these churches. They propagate men being faithful and loyal and all the things and doing the right things. You get a woman pregnant, you get married to her. A baby should not make a marriage. And that's the problem. He was sitting in there trying to hang into a marriage. This woman didn't appreciate that fact. As fat and ugly as she was, knew she had a still good looking man. And she still did all the fucked up things of the... You know, that's his fault, unfortunately, because of his religious beliefs. He should have never married that woman just because she had a baby.
Yeah, but the thing about it is he did.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hold on. What do you want, baby? Julieta's not outside. Now take that dog and go back in the house. It's still 100 degrees out here. You want to go jump on a trampoline? You can do that. Oh my God. Okay, all right, guys. I gotta go, guys.
We appreciate you stopping by, though.
Thank you.
But yeah, unfortunately, your boy was taught wrong, and that can go to the fact that maybe he didn't have a father in the house to help him out with making that decision of whether he married that 300-pound chick just because she got fucking pregnant. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that was just a dumb fucking move. Regardless of the fact, his mistake for not being informed enough to know that a baby is not going to make a marriage, no matter how much the Bible tells you.
I 100% agree with that. What did you say about my face?
It looks old.
Yeah, the sun killing me. All right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Well, he got him there. So
I love the different perspectives.
Yes, that's a
yeah, and that's a like I said, if you can communicate with a woman and you guys have an understanding and you've been in a marriage long enough to where the understanding is, whether it be an open relationship or y'all sleep in separate rooms. Back in the day in the 50s, like Brittany was saying, they used to sleep in separate rooms or at least separate beds that had singles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you how you dictate and how you
your marriage.
It's up to you on how you set up your relationship and the understandings you have as far as your clear defined roles within the relationship. You know, and everybody has a different way of setting it up. Unfortunately, that fireman, I don't think was too bright. Just because you lay down with somebody don't mean it makes them your wife. And just because she has a baby doesn't mean you need to get married to him.
Well, I'm going to do some closing statements. Because like I said, my buddy gonna come on, and I want my show to butt up against his. I want whoever's watching this to go over and watch if brothers do need game outside of the United States. Yeah, why he's smashing a 300-pound chick? I don't know, brother.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be
calendar
camera
man.
ready,
That's
a calendar man at that.
Don't make
What the hell's wrong with you? You are a calendar man. You going so desperate that you dropped that. That's that 300-pound woman like Lizzo that now thinks she's entitled to get all the good-looking firemen that are fucking camera ready in the world down. That's the delusion right there. You got an example of it, and it propagated itself to a whole baby, and however many years he stayed married to this chick. Crazy as hell.
Man. So let's see. I would say age before beauty, but both of y'all beautiful. So
thank you.
Thank you.
After you, Miss Brittany, if you'd like to go first.
Oh, thanks for letting me up on the panel. I appreciate the conversation, and I will talk to you guys later. Y'all stay safe out there.
You too.
Thank you, Brittany. Take care, dear.
All right.
Black America said something really important. He said that when throughout history was there ever discipline, and I don't think there has been, but we can start now. What's wrong with starting now? There's a lot of things that have changed, we can start in, and not just D, but P as well. Vagina.
But to go to what he said, those dudes who wasn't practicing D discipline, look what it cost them.
Mm-hmm.
Egypt, country, lost lives, all these men just because some dudes wanted some for JJ.
Yeah. And thank you all for having me. I appreciate it. This has been very enlightening.
Yes.
You all have a lovely night.
You too. Come back anytime.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ronin, my brother, how you doing? I know we are only supposed to go just about an hour and a half, but
we cutting this real close, and we're gonna get off of one, take a little break, and get right back on the next one. That's
I
crazy.
haven't even eaten anything, so I might have to come in just a tad bit later and listen from the sideline.
I think I ate earlier. I can't even remember. Yeah, I did eat about 2:00. Yeah. Sometimes I even forget when I eat.
I know, me too. Tomorrow, guys, noon. This is what we're going to talk about. We're doing a lunchtime show for you. So this will not go long, probably 1 hour at the longest, unless Ronin stays on after I get off. We're just going to talk about how women meet you at the finish line. Next Thursday, we got Tony Sotomayor is in the building. He's going to talk to us about Passport Bros, the Black community, men, all of those things that he wants to do. Please join us for that. After this show, please join Black Man Travels. I think you put the if you could put the chat back there, his link in the chat. He's going to have a show, and that show is, do you need game when you go overseas? Hey, I think you do, and you can contact me because I'll be your personal coach for game.
Look at
I
you!
only charge $400 an hour. I get you the best lady you can get. Don't worry about it.
Capitalize on some of that money.
That's right.
Hold on,
any closing words, my brother?
I mean, it was a good live. Covered a lot of.
Oh, we did.
Lot of territory, from jumping from BMT to be on here to the conversation we had with the ladies, Black American ladies on the panel again. Oh my God, I'm going to hear from somebody about having them on the show. And it's not even my podcast. I'm just sitting here as a co-host, and I still got blamed for the other one too. It wasn't even my show.
That's all right.
It wasn't even my show, and I got called out for it. I was like, "What the fuck? This was not my show."
Hey, what did the dude Zed's best lover said? He said we was passport adjacent. So that's what happened, man.
Chris, is that what Chris?
Yeah,
Chris, you guys are passport. I said I ain't passport nothing besides
you passport adjacent. So that's what happened. You got it.
So anyway, I dropped the link in the chat for the next podcast that's coming up, which is Kanal's podcast. Please click on the link and go ahead and join. It's going to be starting here in about 11 minutes and 50 some seconds. So I can go get a refill, go to the bathroom real quick. And maybe get something to snack on, make a little sandwich or something before I get back on. And good luck. I know. See, but here's the thing: you got a nice wife at home. I'm sure she's fixed you a meal. All you have to do is go in there and shovel it up real quick. It ain't like you got to go fix anything for you. I got to go do all that shit by myself.
Right. But only this.
Feel for me. Everybody in chat, feel for me. Don't feel for him.
Throw that brother cash at, man, for him to do that.
Don't feel for him. He ain't doing nothing special, man. He got plenty of help over there. Brother over here struggle streaming by myself. All I got is a little ass dog that weighs maybe 9 pounds up in this bitch.
Man. Well, people, I appreciate y'all joining us. Please make sure you're there tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, Ronin.
Yes.
Y'all take care. And always, no matter what, I think what we tried to do tonight, we tried to hold some women accountable. I think we were able to do that. Let them know that, hey, we held the guys accountable. So you can't go to no other show and talk to us and let them other women talk about us like dogs when we just sit here and protect you, because that's what we do. We call balls and strikes. That's how we see it. But no matter what, we always stay this, baby. Fearless. And stay fearless in everything you do. Hit the like button, hit the notification button, subscribe to the channel so you can get more things like this. And we are what they call, we out.
Deuces. See you in 10 minutes, God damn it.